I had my window open. I heard the wind.
Yeah, it's
The team to discover what they are claiming to be massive structures extending from the base of
Please go to thealexshowstore.com. We have the great atomic defense, the strongest,
I
greatest,
don't know if you
concentrated
recognize
enrollment.
his voice or
Yeah, I can't fucking hear you, dude.
Free 30 days.
Shit
Because, you know,
keeps
when you
cutting
speed
out.
through something, you'll miss it when you're going through all this stuff. So, this is going to be huge. And you know the Clintons are on there, and you know Bill Gates is on there. This will be a day long remembered. And then meanwhile, you've got literally one of the pedo commanders. He's total MI6.
I don't even have another mic that I could
Starmer.
test it to see if it's not mine.
His first job was infiltrating Soviet work camps when he was like 20 years old. So, they're just everywhere. I mean, there's one of the worst pedo protectors. Probably is one. I don't know that. But
You
certainly
have
looks like one. But the point
earbuds?
is, makes my skin crawl. The point is, he is literally recognized
do
as
the
the
earbuds have
pedo
a mic on
protector.
it?
You know, I would talk about
Either
that.
they do, or I don't know if
just
they do
the
or not.
head magistrate. I was talking about this guy, you know,
You can.
20-something years
does
ago.
your computer have a
and I remember a parliament about how
a
evil he
headphone
was
jack
then.
port or
But
whatever?
now he's the prime minister, so now Elon Musk is focused on
You
it.
can
So
plug it in and
everybody
then go
knows
to
he's
Skype,
Mr. Pedo Protector.
where the mic icon is, and you can choose your microphone. I don't know if it'll pick it up to give you the option to choose that for the mic, and then
And
you know
where does Ghislaine
everything
Maxwell
else can
come
just
in?
be your
Her
headset
father,
for audio.
Mossad,
But
MI6, running all the pedo operations, not just in England, but all over the Western world. And then the family business was handed to his daughter that he reportedly raped and sold out to other men. She was a sex operative. And of course, you know that most of the pedophiles themselves were abused themselves. And so that's what's going on here. It's a pedo cult. And now mainstream news, NSA had trans cult taking it over. It's being reported the NSA would spend half its time in trans appreciation meetings that their bosses made them go to. See, they put men that think they're women that have cut their penises off, crazy people, in charge. And of course, most of them are into pedophilia. They certainly want to get your kids and cut their penises off. That's even worse than what they're raping. It's a child abuse cult. I'm like, how do we let everybody know that having sex with kids is wrong? What if we convince them that if we take them away from their parents and brainwash them and chemically castrate them, or actually cut their bodies up, cut little girls' breasts off, cut their forearms off, fill the big finger, rotting penis for them. Look, rotting penis with no feeling. PVC tube stuck up in their bladder. I mean, it's pretty gross here. It's all connected. It's all connected. And I'll go over it. It's now officially being called a cult. And so first, here is Senator Marsha Blackburn. And then just back-to-back, play the clip from last night with the AG on with the water service.
You said you're going to release what you know. What can you tell us?
Yes, indeed, and I'm so pleased that A.T. Bundy and Director Patel have worked with me on this. As she said, we have to make certain that these victims, and it is over 250, that their names are redacted, they are protected. And Maria, this is going to be a phase one release in short order. I will have the hard copy in my hand. A.G. Bondi is responsible for what will be the public release on this. She has worked diligently on this, and so appreciative that we can begin to get this information, that we can begin to break apart what became a global human trafficking and sex trafficking ring, about $150 billion a year business. It is time to get some justice for these victims, for these women and children, and this will be a phase 1 release. There will be more to come.
Then you said last week that you had the Epstein files on your desk. When can we see them, and what's taking so long to release them?
I do. Jesse, there are well over, this will make you sick, 200 victims. 200. So we have, well over 250 actually. So we have to make sure that their identity is protected and their personal information. But other than that, I think tomorrow, the personal information of victims. Other than that, I think tomorrow, Jesse, breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released by my office.
What kind? Are we going to see who was on the flights? Are we going to see any evidence from what he recorded? Because he had all of this home wired with recording devices.
What you're going to see, hopefully tomorrow, is a lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of information. But it's pretty sick what that man did.
Okay. Well,
Along with his co-defendant.
absolutely. And he had help. That's for
He
sure.
sure did.
And we have high-level FBI whistleblowers, and they know the names. Give it a code. Just before he got into government, last 3 months, destroying the siloed information. We know that's the child raping and disturbance and the stuff that they kill people. And if you're a new viewer and heard me talking about them having women have babies so they can drain the baby of all of its juices, bone marrow, everything, and inject it in themselves, we had Nygaard on TV bragging about it. And he was running the whole thing with them as well, out of Canada. And where? Oh, England, France, and where? Oh, the Caribbean. Oh. Where else did he have a base? Oh, Nygaard. Oh, New Mexico. You see, you go get injected with your own blood from stem cells they spin up. Works great, totally ethical. Or banked people sell the placenta. That's fine, you're not hurting the baby. Works great. I got injected in my shoulder. Worked great. Did one surgery. Worked great. But I'm not going to go get it out of some baby, and I'm certainly not going to kill somebody's baby and get it. But the rich people, that's what they've been doing. I mean, it's mainstream news of the Queen Mother. I found articles 50 years ago. The one that died a decade ago, Queen Elizabeth II's mother. She, in the 70s, was getting, quote, children's blood for her health. Well, she was younger. I mean, this is huge. And the average person, doesn't know about this because you're not a billionaire. And I tell you about this stuff, and I show you where it's happening. And people hear it, it sounds outlandish, and you don't go look it up and find out it's true. It's true. All right. When this breaks, whether it's 5 o'clock today or whether it's 7 o'clock tonight, I'm going to hang around up here, already do, with my trusted compadre, Rob Dew, while horses can't drag us away, unless he's coaching the game, please coach the game. Somebody was taking the chase with us. And we will cover it when it happens. Hell, I'll probably go live. And that's why I can't wait until we get to this deep state attack bankruptcy, which we're winning. And we're going to crank this sucker up. We're going to bring in more editors, more researchers, more reporters. It is my plan with the new owners. They're in. That's my plan. Now, I wanted this for a decade, but I just timed it out. Sending the operation. We're all mean, if Elon bought something like MSNBC that's worthless other than its infrastructure, but also
Nice.
tell folks what's going on on cable,
Absolutely horrendous.
turn a 24-hour network into 5 coverage of that. And you could have sports channel, culture channel, health channel, news channel, financial channel, and then all you're doing is kind of breaking cover and you use the product. But you can't do that if you're a globalist and want to control the narrative and everybody's doing the same thing on every network. That's why they're always 2-3 days old. They're all saying the same thing. Everybody wants to watch it because you can tell it's a bunch of BS. That's our plan. But in the interim, we are battling them in court, multiple lawsuits against them, massive discovery, court hearings every week, motions every day. We're winning. David Rose Goliath, but because of you supporting the broadcast. So, today is the last day of this sale. Every order at theallenshowstore.com, whether you get a t-shirt, supplement, any of it, it's a pre-bottle, 30-day, super concentrated, no herbal compound that naturally flushes out your guts and restarts so many systems in your body, so good for your immune system, gets any parasites out. Free bottle of the Gut Cleanse, $35 value. Free all orders of $50 or more. Get a free InfoWars baseball trucker hat, either blue or red, very classy with InfoWars on the little left-hand side there, and the red. Trumpian. Very nice. Also free with every order of $50 or more. 60% off all. We have the best probiotic, the very best strains, highest quality. Private laboratory, top and the hydrophores, all the vitamins, all the essential minerals, and really high quality concentrated electrolytes, concentrated. Scooper does a whole picture. That's 60% off, 30% off all t-shirts and hoodies, 60% off all the elderberry concentrated zinc, vitamin C, Sambucus. That's huge. Biggest sale in the history of the site. Last day at theallenshowstore.com. Thanks for all of your support. We have the amazing Shilajit. Don't know about that. Genes didn't learn about it. We got the best. Don't know about our Seahawk. We can learn about it. We got the best.
You just gotta jump really far.
Tomorrow's news today, baby. Russ. Spirit Russ. That's the Vanguard.
Pick off.
Again, thank you so much for your support.
How far do you have to go? 1,000 feet.
Store, special offers, special sales on top of everything. You can also not be a VIP member. You can be a subscriber monthly
How far
to
do you
any
have
of
to jump?
the products you want.
984
supplements.
feet, I think.
And then you get always, it's held back, even if it's sold out for everybody else, it's held back for you.
You get a faster car.
The Shilajit, the CMOS, whatever it is you like the best. And you get 50% off every time. You'll become a subscriber that way as well, one click. All right, I'm going to stop there. I'm not even tired. I'm overwhelmed because I've just researched, and then each one of these stacks is just insane because I've just mentioned the stuff we've got. Now I have the proof and the video clips, everything I just said, and I have Nygaard saying I have women have babies, my baby, and I drain their blood. I love it. I mean, we have it on video. I played it probably 100 times. The point is, it's just we're dealing with a Satan cult. And it's got its racism cult, run by the big NGOs. It's got its trans cult, Slim Pedo, Young Pedo. It's got the main top pedo cult on top of it that actually kills kids. Raises blood. And they've got the lobby that us feels of college lobby elite. And you got Ears Fire Rose, the Earth cult, and all covers all the bases. Most of the people in the leftist system are in one or more of all the cults. And most of the leftists now actually aren't just idiot followers. A lot of them have woken up.
Are you fucking serious, man?
They're totally with the elite. They know they're lying about it. They know they're gaslighting. But they're so invested in it, and they're just mad that we don't buy their BS. Hollywood's collapsed. Their whole system's collapsed. Everyone hates them. And no one is buying it anymore. And it's over. And so they want to crash the economy. That's all officials. They're all over this trying that. And they're threatening everybody, getting more and more violent. The New York Times runs a gigantic story. It's like a phone book. The people carrying out
What do you get if
land
you
and
get the distance?
here's where they are. Go get them. Harass them, harass them, harass them. They're trying to get them off farm. The Democrats have done this for 30 years. It's still carrying what are coming in around the states. The offshore states, they would
How would this fucking work?
they would publish
Makes no sense.
all the names, put them in the newspaper, and then they put all the names on their website. You've seen it in your state, your town. And look, here's the people that own guns.
Like, who wants to go down like a bumpy ass road with a bunch of shit in?
And
like,
now
letting
they're doing
your
that to
kids
Doge
through
out of total
drive
desperation.
through
But it gets worse.
and fly off a.
Look at this. Talk about clown world. Honk, honk.
Like,
Woman
sometimes you get to the
caught
ramp
trying
and your
to
car's
plant
sideways.
explosive
and
devices at
sideways.
Tesla dealership. And it's a guy that looks like Frankenstein. I mean, extremely masculine features. I mean, nobody is going to think that guy is a girl. Like, he's as ugly as Rachel Levine, who got his ass fired. And look at ABC News. What a joke. Woman caught trying to plant explosive. You know, Frenchman, you know, it's always been men that carry out 97% of violence. It's the same worldwide. But now you reach, it almost sounds like women committing more violent crimes. Women committing more rapes, armed robberies, women committing more arson. And you go look at the numbers. It's men.
Why don't you make the car lighter?
Type in, suddenly women are committing more violent crimes. No, it's dudes. A woman in Colorado has been arrested. Police caught her.
I don't know why this engine has more power than the Centenario.
If you want to blow stuff up or
Centenario
second
can
one
get
anyway,
away.
that way you get to be answer women. Then the right 20-year-old suspect, Lucy Grace Nelson.
Dog use the nitrous.
Was arrested on Monday after the Loveland Police Department launched an extensive investigation.
Yeah, I put off-road
The
tires on
January
and
following a
it's worse.
series of
How is it worse?
vandalizations and
Better
serious
tires.
attacks at Tesla dealership in Loveland, Colorado, according to a statement from police released. They're saying it was Lucy in the sky.
Stuck.
And then you got the transculture of murdering people. Suspect killers are women to men, men to women. They're told you are person, you are attacked. More than 100 U.S. spies are fired for sexually explicit chats. Tulsi Gabbard says it turns out they're senior people over the Office of DEI, which reports people and harasses people, and if they do that, the Biden administration, they get fired. And you've got NSA whistleblowers set to testify to Congress that have been doing interviews explaining it, and they literally say that, you know, it started 10 years ago once a month, and then it was every week, and now half the time, we are spending in these meetings they make us go to. It's a cult. Look at this, NSA whistleblower, trans cult, compromise intelligence operations. You got to read the transcript of the interview. You know, it starts 10 years ago. Suddenly, it's everything's pride, everything's transgender, everything is love is love. I mean, it's
Is
for
this
kids.
the run dog?
I mean, you got to read this. NSA whistleblower, and it goes through it, and how white people are bad, and just total purge, total cult. And then it gets worse. State Department to deny visas for transgender athletes on the basis of fraud. And suddenly, people are getting their passports, and they're biological dudes, and they're like, here it is. Look at this. Trans military personnel to be identified and purged from the U.S. Army because it's a cult meant to take over. I mean, look at this. Pentagon orders discharge of transgender.
specifically this hill that you have to drive up.
Qualified for military service. It's a cult. It's a transhumanist cult. It's all about
Pretty close.
And these folks are extremely upset that we're not kissing their ass. We have the whole corporate media, the whole system, pass laws in California and in Europe. You misgender somebody, you go to jail. I mean, what on earth is this? It's man. We're gonna, now they have adults in Canada competing in children's sports saying I'm a child. It is designed to destroy civilization. All right, we have the president, the real president of Romania. His first exclusive interview. He said, join us coming up in the next hour. You do not want to miss Pauline Georgescu. Very brave man. This is absolutely vital information. Everybody, tune in, share the live with the show right now. This is a Soros dictatorship. These are many of the trigger. I said this is critical world peace in the very future of human existence. All right, I'm cutting this update announcement on the evening.
It seems you're not going to get it, dog.
Means everything else are going to give it to this.
Should come to terms with this.
You know, the biggest example of God working through us that I can tell you about saints that I have on record at a nauseating level. At least for 25 years. So we need the archives.
Just gotta move on.
It's hard to find stuff for records. Most of the archives.
Fine. He's on the building Lego.
Just had him start 15 years ago.
All the frustration. Channel.
There's a fucking card
creative.
like, oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
Why is that car in the game? Get it out.
Always trying to save you from yourself.
Yeah, dude, that, like, dude, God is real and he is fucking torturous.
Damn. Blaspheme the Lord God.
Yeah, slow down because you're fucking useless piece of shit car that I upgraded again with more power and you can't even go fast.
You're gonna lay the groundwork of the Right, but it wasn't like in a religious way. It was like
10 feet off. Go chant the words,
that
I accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior 3 times and then you'll forget it.
Come in for air from the water when you're in a riptide and it pops you back up for a second, but you're about to get sucked back in. You gotta just get that air and get ready to get sucked back under. Big jump is coming from the future.
Is that another player?
It's all complex data. Getting it takes time. It's shorter with less years. And just tens of thousands of data from my knowledge that isn't unlocked from the vision. We call it vision. Some people would have visual vision. Angel will come and get the message. But it's more like you're given the template.
This is the run.
Most of it doesn't unlock until you're in the moment, and then you're like, oh, that was not remember, that was one of the little crystal systems rockets.
What did I say?
Light. And it's like, it's not light, you're a electrochemical biological computer.
You must have
Now it's just more, and there's been other downloads since then, and it's just incredible. I mean, God's real, folks. And I told you, Trump was going to win. And I warned people they were going to steal it. And then I warned people we were trying to steal it again, but he would win in a big landslide that would look like a small landslide, moderate landslide. That's what they call it. It was just a moderate landslide. And that Team Humanity would rise up and all this would happen. I mean, God told me that. And some of you have been listening 25, 20, 30 years. Some of you. You've heard that probably if you're a frequent listener 100 times. I've told this story probably 800 to 1,000 times. And the first part of the energy was what I've done in the past, a review of what I've done, the times I made the right decisions, the first time I began to take the commission at 3 years old, when I was shown all this evil and this pain in the world and God's pain for the children and that did I want to help the children and just like just yes, and then all of a sudden just all this horrible starvation, death, children betrayed, dying, war, just and then the other times, and then falling to evil, not conscious of it. When I was about 13 till I was about 16, getting out of it. And
other things in life, dog.
Repenting when I was 18. And then God saying, okay, your mission is to go fight the globalists, like to do all this.
Heroin.
And then I was so focused on it that for years, I was celibate. I was not
Want
doing
some
what I did
heroin,
before.
dog?
I was not arrogant and prideful. And then God was like, all right, now, are you ready? Let's review what you've done. And we're talking in seconds. And then now do you understand? I'm going to show you different possibilities depending on what people do in the futures, what you're going to go through. And some of it was getting killed, tortured, family killed, all this. But God was like, that's some possible futures. It's going to depend on what we can do to organize people. God already knows the outcome, but we're still given the free will. And
everything will be okay with crack cocaine.
That's why for me, like to go
you know
watch the latest Dune is actually very upsetting. So I'm not saying I'm Paul Atreides. Everybody has this power. You just don't unlock it or aren't aware of it. But he's sitting there saying, I see all these futures, and all of them end horrible.
What
and then he has to pick the least horrible. And he has to follow it exactly. Not have all civilization destroyed.
Wow, sorry.
And boy, if they got getting rid of the Harkonnens, they were cupcakes compared to what his job then. So,
yo, dog, you gotta earn the fucking Forza points, dog.
Silly little vampire Satanism. Trigger was a genius.
Come on, now.
I mean, some of the last new ones just mail it in. Something that was genius. And when I read the Three Fingers, people ask how I know all this stuff. When I read those books, I just was reading what I already knew. And then I already knew so much history. I was reading, well, he's talking about this, he's talking about that. You know, it's a fiction template, code key, code what's actually going on. And you've got different cults, and it's all about psychic powers. You've got guild, you've got the Bene Gesserit, you've got the military camps, and then goes into houses, different families. That's how it really works. I see how Sarkin refuting. I see you behind it. So, go turn your phone on. It's going to say 4 a.m. Boots up 4 a.m., which means I've been told this at 3:38, 3:30. And just in case you're doubting me, start counting down 14 now. Not properly. 14, 13, 12, 11, and then right at 0, it goes 401. And that was the fourth time it happened. just sitting there. All right, they're going to try to kill Trump. All right, more people warn Trump. Stop having rallies outside. Remember, I was doing that. And I went on air and I said, I'm having dreams about Trump being killed at rallies and them blowing up his plane, dropping class explosives and the lining of somebody's purse and going to do this. And I just had to, I mean, but then the Gene Hackman thing, and I'm just like, come on, I'm not Gene Hackman. The next time I get told to do this, I'm doing it. And I guess I was supposed to go there and like find the dead body or something, and that was gonna then, I don't know. I don't get told. I can't. Oh, man, he wasn't dead yet. I was supposed to save him. I'm just nauseous. Take a listen.
What fucking faggot game am I playing, dude?
No matter how ridiculous.
Holy fuck.
But you've got to also know if it's the real voice of God.
Literally impossible.
And that's why there's so many crazy people, is they're on chemicals.
It's literally impossible, you
and
say.
they don't have enough knowledge, and they're deceived, and they then can't differentiate.
The Holy Spirit fucking sucked, dude.
Other people's free will influence live propaganda. 100% into things. Keep thinking alien sword in 10 hands. No, it's picture of a space time together. Dimensions swirled around dimensions, stacked on dimensions. And you, in your brain, your processes, and this even makes the science, your brain is operating in 4th, 5th, 6th dimension. And it's electrochemically doing that. And so it's a giant receiver transmitter. Your DNA, they now know. It literally transmits and receives. You're a giant fireball. And if you, again, stick a voltage meter up to somebody, you know, it starts, bzzz, you got electricity coming out of you. And they can hook up all the different types of wires to you to pick up all this other types of energy. And they know some people have a whole bunch of energy coming off and they don't know why. I mean, look, the globalists know, obviously. And they don't want you to know about this. Because if you actually understand it, then you're going to go, oh my gosh, God's real. Oh my gosh, I'm saved. I'm with God. And then you're not scared of them anymore. Instead, they want to tell you there's no God. So you're all alone, and then they can come into that vacuum. All right, if they gave 6, 7, 8 quarters or more, because that was over now. Is it breaking yet? It's just going to be. Now, my job is not defending Trump and Amon. Yeah, but the globalist had done a great job so far. And if you're saying, where's meat and potatoes? Well, they've been erasing it and hiding it, and now they're saying meat model. The whistleblowers had them on yesterday. They got it to some district of New York. We're grabbing it right now. It's on its way here now. Good.
Nothing.
I want to see it released quickly. But, you know, much of it's been erased. You know, people saved it as insurance. And I'm not somebody that's for torture. But these people that are destroying evidence will be indicted immediately. And they need to be threatened with supermax prison if they don't give their support. I'm tired of this crap. Evil gets the power so it can dominate and manipulate and terrorize and bully people and serve them. And I just can't live on my knees. Just Should I tell him? And he says, wait for more. Yeah. Now it is. Because, I mean,
Well then,
I never had dreams to go to somebody in the house. I called my dad about the day before his mother died. She was doing fine. And I had been out there 6 months. We go out there all the time in Texas. He tells me. And this is what the text we had. And I said, we gotta go see Mima. I had a dream that she's gonna die. And he said, yeah, I've been thinking that too. And he goes, look, let's go tomorrow morning. And I was on Coast to Coast Sting in 2000.
I can't even steer, man. Like,
She died.
God.
And I came to the house at 6 a.m.
Hey, you
but
know
I've been
what?
Coast to
You
coast. I didn't want to get out of bed. I wasn't as
Something
trained as I
doesn't
am
want me
now
to play
about
that game,
sleep.
so fucking kill itself.
And he said, I'll drive on ahead of you.
Holy shit.
And like I said, I
What a
got up,
joke.
took a shower, got dressed.
damn.
About 30
dude.
minutes behind him. And he got there 5 minutes before she died.
Something doesn't want you to play
Pastor
that
was
game,
there.
dude.
Yeah, something.
She just
Don't
called
know
him
what
and
the
lived
fuck
down the
it is.
road. And
Can't
she woke
steer,
up, couldn't
can't
breathe.
do anything.
And he told her she could let go.
Going
And
2
my dad
miles
was
an
there
hour.
5 minutes. She got to kiss him and tell him she loved him and died. And then I
I
pulled
think
up
something
about 25
wants you to
minutes after
pursue
she
something
died.
greater than
And
that dog. You
that's
must
how
have
God works. He needed to be there with her.
Good for it.
But I just can't. This takes the cake, though, man.
Oh damn,
This
dude,
takes
it's
the
a
cake.
fucking
All
gun.
right, I'm going to try to get myself together and come back. Oh, my God.
Isn't it interesting how many stories we do tell?
He ever wants is to be peed on. But they just put that lie out, and it's admittedly a total lie. Like he's going to fly to Moscow or St. Petersburg and go in a hotel room and have the Russian government compromise him and have hookers piss in his face. So they'd own him. Just made, no, that's the Democrats. They go to intelligence operations and knowingly screw little kids and kill them sometimes because they want to be in the club. Trump built his own club, figuratively and literally. His club is success and power for humanity, not raping children. So weirdos, sickos like Bill Gates, they like to have power over somebody. They feel so insecure. You think Bill Gates, if Melania wanted him, which would of course be an impossibility, you think Bill Gates could go into the Lincoln bedroom with Melania Trump, and you think he'd be attracted to that? I mean, really sexy, powerful women are intimidating. And a lot of men are intimidated by it. And a lot of men are repulsed by it. That's what these pedophiles are all about. They like the power over a little kid. It's not even about the sex. See, in normal breeding, people try to get matched genetically.
Ouch.
Fucking them, you're going to get the death penalty. Not the biggest, but the second largest. Please go to thealexjonesstore.com. We have the Great Atomic Defense, the strongest, greatest, concentrated of all the known herbs and compounds to boost your immune system. Everybody should be on it, especially this time of year. Boost your immune system. Literally, to him. Look at you, clown. Trump understands he has to savage these criminals and let the world know they're scum. And Trump knows well they were doing their cutouts through Ukraine money through MI6 trying to kill him. The FBI covered all that up. That's breaking. I mean, he knows Obama's running the operation out of England. He knows when he meets with Starmer, this guy's trying to get him killed. He knows. Here's the guy running the op. So Trump knows it all now. That's why when he looks at him, he just sits there and shakes his head and bares his teeth. Oh, I like you so much. How you doing there, pal? And they just, yeah. We're awake now. You like that? How's that feel? feel? And how's it feel knowing we're never backing down, we're never going away, and we're kicking your ass, and it's just starting? We've politically ripped the arms out of their sockets, and now we've got our hands around your throat, and your eyes are bugging out, and soon you'll go to sleep. So, Trump is ending the war. The globalists are being routed. That's huge. We're not in the old system where they're above the law anymore. We're going to get to that. All those videos, all those articles, all the breaking news.
Hi, everyone.
The fuck was that?
What?
I don't know, just heard like a bunch of shit just now, dude.
Massive lib influence.
I'll be back.
Hmm. Shit.
Influencer and male feminist Harry Sisson is now getting canceled.
And then everything else that's happening. But first, you have the fiasco on the surface yesterday where Pam Bondi goes on the news 2 nights ago and says, yeah, this is really bad information. This is people doing horrible things. And the first group of documents comes out tomorrow. But in the group of documents, she put a cover letter that she'd just given Kash Patel, and he was there at the meeting with the media, independent media. And he told the people there, they reported this, and I've talked to people that were in the room, and he said, listen, we know almost all this is old. We found some of it is actually new. But, and it's huge. Ehud Barak, the former Israeli prime minister, in the same box with underage girls. It says underage girls. There's about 10 pages in here, actually. There's a little something slipped in there. But the key was the orders to the FBI all over the country, particularly Southern District of New York, where it's being held. That's where their investigations on Epstein were run and covered up. That you're going to give us all of that under direct order. And they didn't do it. So she sent loyal FBI in to the FBI main offices in New York. And they're there right now. And they're
Not going to
loading
download
trucks up.
Siege.
That's being reported by the local news. Over 20.
What, on PlayStation?
a motorcade. Got there yesterday afternoon. It's still there.
Dog,
Yeah.
Now, we know everything.
you want me to download it?
Because we have high-level whistleblowers inside and the FBI agents they talked to, like O'Boyle, who was on 2 days ago, who said Bondi just got the information 2 days ago, and then she then reported yesterday that's indeed what happened. She got it in the evening. And Kash Patel made the point to her and others. He said, we have them all on obstruction right now. They've taken the bait. Now, a lot of people are spending their time saying, oh, we're disappointed in Pam Bondi. They're 39 days in, 37 when this was going on. They have a government that when Doe shows up at these agencies, in many cases, they won't even give them the computer codes when they're there lawfully, and then they have judges saying the U.S. Treasury Secretary can't get the computers. Of course, that got overridden, but it took a week and a half by a higher-level judge. So instead of focusing on the fact that, of course, they withheld all the stuff, focus on the fact that they've been exposed. Now, I'm getting to the big news now, and this is not
What the
all being reported.
fuck?
People got a piece here, a piece there, but I'm watching everything. Almost no one knows what's really going on here. But I've talked to high-level folks in the White House and others, and they concurred this is exactly what's going on. So let me tell you what's going on. And this is historic. This is incredible.
You would play it again if I downloaded it?
All of this. It's all historically on record. I'm going to show you this.
If I download it now, I won't be able to stream.
But maybe 1% of people understood this before. Now, most of the public has almost all the pieces, but the final ones. But here's the bottom line, then I'll go through all the details. Disgraced FBI Director Comey.
Because I want to play it, but ranked is chalk.
Director by Obama, and then later fired by Trump.
Oh, do what you want.
Has bragged that he did the leaking. And criminal investigations that were criminal investigations, not of criminals, that he was being a criminal. And the honeypots and planting the fake information. And it's his FBI units that tried to plant child porn on CBS reporters that were exposing him, Cheryl Atkins and others. This guy is obviously the key deep state cover-up controller. He is consummate deep state. Obama put him in as the FBI director. He's bragged that he ran the attempts to take down Trump illegally and General Flynn. Played the clips 2 days ago. He's testified to Congress he never leaked. Later said, well, yeah, I mean, I gave it to my friend that's the dean of a college, and he gave it to the media. Well, that's the same thing. If the Mafia Don orders his captain to order a soldier to kill somebody, the Mafia Don's more guilty under law than the guy that pulls the trigger because it's premeditated. He gave the order. He is the conspirator and master of the murder. One. So Comey is a thug globalist gangster. Yeah, Inspector General said he violated the law, illegally leaked, lied to Congress about it, but the DOJ Inspector General didn't do anything. NBC News. So it's open and shut. Now, here's the big announcement, and I'll show it all to you. It's been James Comey's daughter that has run all of the Jeffrey Epstein prosecutions and operations out of New York. She ran the Ghislaine Maxwell show trial where they limited what came out. And she's the one on record over all the files, including the whistleblowers have been there and seen them. And the whistleblowers told Bondi, this came out last night, they have a bunch of the documents. Of course, they kept them wisely. So Comey thinks he destroyed it all or hid it all as his insurance policy. No, 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 no. So his daughter was over raiding the big building in New York. I've been there and covered it. We got type in Alex Jones visits Jeffrey Epstein's lair in New York. We got footage of it. And there's all these photos we at least have that came out in court of giant filing cabinets of binders and huge stacks of VHS tapes and hard drives, whole rooms of it, just there alone. And she ran the operations in New Mexico, sweeping it up, and in the Caribbean and little St. John's Pedo Island. So she's on record, the one over all of this, sitting on the giant pile, like she smogged the dragon on gold, because it is blackmail gold, down in her subterranean lair. And then you've got her boss, James Dennehy, who was put in by the very same
for being a degenerate little monster to
seems like he's in love. Now, unfortunately, Harry made a great posting with this girl. Fully appears that Harry's in a relationship, shaking his head at the haters, I would assume. But yeah, it seems like he's in love. Now, unfortunately, Harry made a grave mistake. He forgot to clean up after himself before he hard launched. And a bunch of women started to make TikToks about how they thought they were in relationships with Harry. It includes this woman, Diana. Obviously, these are all allegations. And then Carly, who has been posting about it a bunch. He posted this Snapchat where Harry said, "I'd F you after wine tasting, but that's just me." James catches, puts up a 3, won't go. Rebound Bosch, back out to Allen, his 3, bang! Then this user, American Hannah, also describes herself as a victim of Harry. I don't want to downplay emotional damage and emotional manipulation, but I do want to make it clear there's no accusations of crime against Harry. The number one thing he did wrong, it appears, was being the effing man. People have even started to make fan edits of all the Snapchats. In total, it said Harry had a roster of over 11 women. Okay, bro.
You've always loved making.
Listen, all this stuff was going down yesterday on my day off. I said, why did they do it? Because this guy's a moron. But this guy, Nameless, is an absolute moron. Kenny's performance has warranted considering release, no doubt. When you consider that they've just endured this entire stage together after bringing Pred back in mid-season, it's your home major with a ring ceremony. I would think letting them complete this chapter and see what happens in loser's bracket would be the best decision. He delivered a ring, and in my opinion, is owed a certain amount of grace that in my mind would be the opportunity on land at a home major. Couldn't disagree more. Couldn't disagree. In my opinion, right? In my opinion, I felt like they gave him enough time. I felt like they showed him that grace. They gave him a lot of time. It's not like, brother, it's not like he had a 2-3 week spurt of getting shit on and they just dropped him randomly, right? Like, that didn't happen. That didn't fucking happen, bro. They already went to a major. They already competed in a whole stage, right? I mean, that was... how much time do you want to get to the point where, you know, again, you dig yourself a bigger and bigger hole, right? Bro, again, I think you could have argued that they could have made this change maybe a week or two ago, like maybe a little bit earlier, right? Like it was getting to that point where it was like, dude, like these guys can't get kills. Like Kenny's really struggling, and what? And bro, hold on, let's not get this twisted. Okay, let's not get this twisted, bro. Right now. The whole team has looked like shit at times. The whole team.
Building the gun.
And that's just straight facts. I don't know if anybody's gonna sit here and say they're disagreeing with that or something. Nah, bro. The whole team has looked iffy at times with decision making, teamwork, the way they play the game.
No, I've already built
the way they look about the game. You know what I'm saying? You know who's this? What?
I showed you. I fucking sent you a video.
Oh yeah, no,
I'm live. What?
It's still like a rainbow colored MG.
What I'm saying, you know, who's this? What?
Yo, me and Nameless Secure faded on stream, brother.
I'm live. What? Nameless, I gotta talk to you, Nameless. What the fuck is this bullshit fucking tweet, Nameless? What the fuck is this shit? This gotta be the most brain dead fucking tweet I've ever seen, Nameless.
So you're brain rot just like the rest of the 12?
Oh, here we go. Yeah, your brain rot just like the rest of these guys. Brother Nameless, explain to me, okay, how they didn't show Kenny Grace. No, explain to me.
Stop. Tom, shut the fuck up. You explain to me how it's brain dead, and then I'll...
Okay, I'll explain to you why your tweet is fucking brain dead right now. Okay, you're saying that they need to show him grace and let him play at Major 2 because he won a world championship last year? Brother, they showed him enough grace. He's been around for weeks, over a month. It's not like they went through a whole stage. Okay. And the majors is where you get points. That's where you can get a fat chunk of points, right? So you're not gonna want to just throw away a major. You don't want to just throw that shit away, right? Like you're gonna actually want to go to the major, compete, and try and win some points.
Who has a keen eye for COD? You think it was all Kenny?
No, fuck no. I just said that. I literally just said that before you called. I said, listen. This also wasn't all on Kenny. You got to remember the whole team played like shit. But brother, Kenny was playing, bro. Even Kenny said it. I mean, Kenny's real with himself. He was not playing good, bro. He couldn't get kills.
You go to this major, you finish it out. You're not going to make some crazy historic run from a one-man change, and you try to see what happens.
I disagree. And we've seen one person changes actually make a big difference, bro. We've seen it. I mean, Neptune with Vancouver is the perfect example. It's the perfect example.
Kenny is owed enough grace to be able to go to this tournament and try to defend themselves and have a land performance.
So you think Optic didn't show him any grace at all?
By dropping him the day before,
they held on to him far longer than they should have.
Well, they should have done it earlier. The timing is horrific.
Oh, so now they should have done it earlier.
Yes. Here's the difference. If you were going to play all your league matches with him, then you commit to it. At that point, you're saying to the team, this is the roster. You guys have to figure it out. You're the world champs. You're going to get through this adversity and this rut. But instead, you drop him after you complete all your matches, and you're basically saying like, oh, that was a waste of time. You guys are still just ass. We don't know what's wrong. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to drop the guy who just has the worst stats. Even though we know it's not an individual person's fault, we're going to blame it on an individual and just hope it gets fixed. That's the problem with the mentality and what they did with the team coming into this.
I mean, yeah, let me ask you this. If they kept their team, right, with Kenny, how do you think they would have done at Major 1?
What, if they kept their full roster?
Yeah, if they kept their full roster, how do you think they would have done? Genuinely.
I mean, this is, in my opinion, this is revisionist history, bro. You don't know. There's no way to know.
And they would have probably got pooped on. Bro.
Well, I mean, probably. This is revisionist history. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. No, it's true. You never know.
I like that roster. And now, that roster's done. It's broken. There's no way it could ever work again.
But you're talking about with Kenny, or you're talking about with Skies?
With Kenny. That roster's broken. It can never work again.
And it's been broken. And that roster's been broken. They got 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, and then beat LAG. That shit's been broken, bro. The roster's been broken. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yes, but it could be salvaged if they go in after that win in the losers bracket and make a run. It could have been salvaged, and it could have happened.
Okay, but imagine they go to the major and they get pooped on, and now they're in an even bigger hole, and they just missed a whole major now where they could have got a chunk of points.
Okay, all right, now imagine they go into this major. You just lost Kenny, right? He's done. He's never going to be back on the team probably. You go in with Skies. You win one match off some honeymoon shit, and then you get bopped because you know it wasn't a one-person problem with the team.
They're going to make another change.
Okay. Are you making another change, you said?
I mean, maybe. I actually thought they were making... Did you hear about a two-person change? I mean, I thought that they might have did a two-person change. I thought there might have been a situation where they were making a two-person change.
But here's the thing. I thought there might have been that type of situation, too, after the major, after it was done. Let it finish. Let it cool off. Finish it. See what they were going to do. Hell, maybe even you get more value for Kenny in a situation where it's like another team wants him or something like that, right? Afterwards.
But what's going on? Is he on the bench or is he, like, what's going on with him?
I don't know.
Is he terminated or is he on the bench?
none of us know, but the way that it looks like he's released, right? Like, I don't, like, that's how it looks, but we don't know. Who knows?
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I mean, we can agree to disagree on this shit. Like, we can agree to disagree on it. I think, like, we're just gonna have to wait and see, like, how they perform.
No. I think dropping somebody, like, I think making a roster change, like, right before an event in general is just bad. I've always felt that. It's just always gonna end
I
up
mean,
being-
Ant, they should have done it a week ago. They should have done it 2 weeks. They should have done it earlier. That's the problem. They should have done it earlier than now.
if they did it way earlier, I would have seen, like, I would have understood, and then we could see how, like, the team performs, all this, right? And then you could make a decision even then. Like, say you're like, all right, we're gonna bench Kenny for 2-3 matches, see how Skies does, right? Bring him in. If they're still asked, we're gonna bring Kenny back in and keep our team and go to tournament. I think you give yourself more options. It just could have been handled better. But now it just leaves a sour taste for one of the all-time greats. I don't know, man.
Can I ask you something? Well, the last few weeks, what was your takes been on Kenny? Have you been having like these takes where you think they should have kept Kenny these last few weeks, or have you been saying they should have been making a change? Like, what was your take on it?
So the last match that they had, that they lost before, who did they play right before this last one? You remember, Ben?
Before LAG?
Yeah.
This is where I'm gonna get his ass right here.
Right? In that match afterwards, he comes to the desk. I said, every match has a story, right? Not every single match, you can't be like, it's the same problems. Obviously, there's some lingering team problems, but every match has a story. You know this, Tom.
Okay.
Some person gets shit on. Some person make a bad play. When you watch the mini map, you see this shit. So every single match, I come back, I'm looking like, Shotzi was fucking caustic in that series. Solo challenge, doing crazy shit. It's the first thing I said. Match before that, Pred. He was asking Kenny where people were spawning. This guy.
Okay, that was dragged. That was so dragged. The whole asking where people are spawning shit, that was dragged.
Yeah, but if you watch the rest of the way he played that in that whole situation, that map, the guy was lost on red card. Sorry to tell you.
That was a situation where you should know where they're spawning.
Yeah, he should know where they're spawning. You know why, Tom? And you know this, Tom, because when you're the guy that spawns out, you're the guy who spawns out. You're the guy who has the information. You are the info.
Yeah, but you also know this, and the minimap in this game is so tiny you can't tell where your teammates are at sometimes.
Okay, but Tom, I'm not even gonna tell you like the exact situation. But like,
no, I know the exact.
I know the exact one, but I don't know if he'll be able to visualize it. Yeah. All right, so you know red card. You know when we're on ticket, he spawns up escalator. You are the spawn condition. You know that there can be somebody adjacent to you spawning deep and dark. You know this. That's like me and you playing. That's like me and you playing raid, and then we're on P2 kitchen, and like you spawn to the left. Behind the building everybody sniped from.
Yeah, when you get that weird spawn, you should know. Yes, you should know. Yes, you should know. Yes.
So to me, that's not like when I watch that happen 3-4 times in the map, I'm like, wait a second, bro. I don't like I play, but like I'm not a pro. I'm recognizing that immediately. You're the spawn condition. So like for me.
That's fair. I'll give you that. That's fair. I'll give you that. I still think that's a little bit. I still think that whole thing was a little bit dragged personally. But like you, hold on, and let me ask you this: you genuinely think AG doesn't know spawns? There's no way.
So, I think there's some maps in some situations that he's generally a little lost on right now. When you watch his arrow, you watch red card, it's super apparent. Like, I think in control, he's been having some good performances because he can just run around and kill shit, right? He can just kill shit. But I think it's also like, we can sit here all day and like be like, oh, this guy's playing bad, this guy's doing this. Like, bro, you have to like rewatch the map 4 or 5 times until you can see some of these plays that like people are fucking up, right? It's not just Kenny, bro. He's getting shit on.
I mean, I don't disagree with you when you say it's not just Kenny, because I just said that literally before you called me, right? I mean, I don't disagree with that. Like, it's clear as day. I just don't think you wait anymore. Like, I actually think them making a change. I mean, again, we're just gonna disagree on this because we just have different opinions on it. I see like some of the shit that you're saying. Like, I'm not gonna like, you know what I mean? I still think you're more. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome welcome to another episode of The Flank. You're joined by the one and only, the human turret, one of the best ARs to ever do it. Give it up for the world champ himself, Sam LaRue Octane. We got some of the best analysis in the game. The world champ, Christopher Duarte Parasite. We got the multi-world champion, the multi-champion, a legend, an icon to the Call of Duty space. Give it up for Patrick Price X. And then, of course, we got the executive producer of The Flank, Mr. Benjay Nassim, coming at you live from his hotel room at Major 2. What's going on, Benjay? How's the vibes like over there, Ben? What's going on over there in Major 2, brother?
Yeah, vibes are good. It's been a bit windy here, I'm not gonna lie, but long day, fun day. Had some internet issues at the setup, we worked through those.
Bro, what
had a lot of people,
fuck? Is that
special
a
guests come through,
hurricane?
and Tom, massive W picks today. Shout out to you for that. We were actually
power.
Fresh cut fries, cheesy curds, piping.
Power play went through today. The power play went through. Phenomenal. Wait, what do you mean you had no internet? What happened?
no, we're getting some packet loss, but they figured it out. You know
Yeah, and you guys skumazed me and Sam. And you guys
Well,
skumazed us.
we didn't skumaz you.
Somebody, the league skumazed us because the whole chat.
Should have put your foot down, Ben. You should have stood up for your boys.
Tom, just know I politely asked some people today. We need to have a conversation tonight, so I'll get to the
You
bottom
know,
of
we
this.
were behind everybody today. Our whole chats were flipping out, saying we were behind everybody
Well,
watching. So, you know, that
we'll
was
sort it out.
annoying.
We'll sort it
But
out.
I mean, hey, we'll get that sorted, Ben. I'm glad that you're having fun over there. What's going on with you, Chris? You doing all right?
Yeah, man, I'm just gutted we couldn't make it to the major, but hopefully we'll be at the next couple. But outside of that, yeah, I'm good, man. Can't complain. Another day, finally get some land caught on the board again, and we had some surprise matches today that didn't end how we expected.
Yep.
I know Sam was on his knees earlier, so
Hey,
hopefully
yo.
he can regain. Wait, oh yeah, never mind.
I will say it is nice to be home for the flanks though, because at the majors we do get limited on time. Like usually with some of the flank episodes, we'll get kicked out at the 30-40 minutes of the venue. So at least we'll have some time today. Sam, do you want to respond to what Duarte just said? Because I'm very confused.
Why was I on my knees, Chris?
You fell to your knees in a Walmart parking lot, bro.
I was in
Thieves
no
lost.
Walmart today.
No.
Way to
And
just spoil
also-
the whole episode, bro. Run the outro,
Way to
man.
go. Way to go, Duarte.
And also, Ben said it was windy out there in Dallas. I mean, he must have been watching that Thieves match because
Listen,
goddamn,
Chris,
they got
as a self-proclaimed Thieves fan this year,
No.
what are we doing here, Chris?
Listen, bro, I know I'm turning rogue on the fan base. Yeah, there's a
are we
couple fan
doing?
bases out there that were turning rogue on their organizations, but hey, I'm just following suit right now.
And
Yeah,
Duarte's gone rogue, man.
Okay.
Duarte's gone rogue. What about you, Pat? Pat looking good. Background looks phenomenal as always. How you doing, Pat? You doing all right?
Yes, sir. Spruced it up for the major.
Yep.
Making sure it's
Spruced
looking
it
good.
up. A different shade of eggshell.
But yeah, it's windy here. It's windy here in Dallas for sure. Kind of been annoying, but
Yeah. Yeah, we actually got a lot to talk about. Definitely don't want to waste any time. We had 4 matches, so we're going to go through each and every one of them, give you guys our thoughts, and we'll take a look at tomorrow's matches as well. And we'll do a fantasy update as well at the end of it. Take a look at playoffs, see what's going on. I think Chelly's leading the way over there, which I don't know how the fuck how, but we'll get there at the end of the show. But let's transfer over. And let's get to the first series of the day. We got the Carolina Royal Ravens going up against the Vancouver Surge. And we are on land, ladies and gentlemen. And Carolina get 3-0 swept by the Vancouver Surge. 250 to 236 in the Volt hard points. 6-3 in the red card S&D. And 3-2 in the Volt control. We'll scroll down and the first series of the weekend, and we got a red carpet, folks, from the Carolina Royal Ravens. That is not what you want to see if you're a Carolina fan. You have a .87 from Gwyn, a .95 from Slasher, a .93 from TJ, a .96 from Vivid, and on the other side we had a 1.06 from 04, a 1.10 from Abuza, a 1.0 from Nasty, and a 1.17 from Neptune. Everybody pulling weight on a Vancouver side. We'll take a look at the series MVP. It goes to the new pickup, Neptune, with a 1.03 in hard point, a 1.4 in search, and a 1.32 in control. Now, I do want to start this off with Pat. Pat, I know you think very highly of these Carolina guys. So do I. I think very highly of these players. But today, they come out and they get swept by Vancouver on land. I mean, what are your initial thoughts, Pat?
I mean, it was obviously a 3-0, but I mean, these games were close. It wasn't like it was a blowout by any means. I think
they were
these
close.
These Carolina, I mean, he obviously needed more out of Gwyn. No doubt about that. Like I think Chris or Sam, one of you was like, he has to show up on land this time.
It was me.
It was you. Needed more out of Austin too. I mean, this whole squad was playing statistically better, but you know, I thought it was a super close series. Like it really went down to the wire on 2 maps, and Church was obviously the surprising result for me. I expected Carolina to take that one, but I mean, look, they're not the only team that started slow so far in winter bracket, especially in round 1. So I got a feeling they'll bounce back, but obviously not the result they wanted. Surge played well. Neptune played well, but I'm still not buying into it yet. I know, you know, people like to see one series and they flip flop, but not me, Tom. I'm staying true. And
I like that, Slay. I like that.
I still believe in my prediction. Like I think they locked up top 8 now or top 6 with this win. Is that what it is?
How does it work? I think it's top 8. Top 8, I think.
No, it's top 6.
Is it top 6?
Yeah.
You win once and you're top 6. Wow.
It happens every time
it's
you
insane.
win.
It's always been like that.
Yeah, no, I know. I just forgot how crazy it is compared
But
to.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is it from Surge. As far as they go. But yeah, obviously a good win for them. It just they clutched up in the round 1, so not much to say.
Wait, they got Boston next round. This is not as far as they go.
Yeah.
Boston just beat LAT, the team that's 7-0. Your
Correct.
team, by the way, Sam. And
You're absolutely
Boston,
correct.
we'll get there. But like I've been saying for months,
This is not
Boston
shit.
is
Vancouver looked better than LAT did.
Boston is under new management this season, guys. You cannot compare to prior years.
It's true.
They are under new management.
It's a
Doug
whole new
Sister
squad.
Martin has these guys right. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, he was actually in the chat. Doug's in the chat right now. Shout out to Doug Sensor Martin in the chat, showing why he's the GOAT GM right now. What about you, Sam? You were talking about Gwyn. You know I've been talking about Gwyn, right? Like I wanted to see this guy turn up on land. I've been talking about it on the show, and again, he just.
Oh shit, dog! You know what game I can fucking play, dog?
It's just he's not 40 per like he is online.
I had these guys. I said this is Gwyn's event. I've been let down.
Dude.
Already. I know.
Guys, it's
I know.
one series.
Listen, man.
Fucking
I
faggot
understand it's
probably
one
has
series.
to
This is
start
an
building
important series.
hogwarts.
Now you're in losers one, Pat.
Fucking douche.
You're losers one.
I've seen it happen before.
It has happened before, absolutely. But Carolina has yet to win a game in winners bracket.
Losers
They're
ain't
0-6.
scary. Losers ain't scary.
They're 0-6 in winners bracket this
If
year.
you want them to make a final, you're like Sam wants. They're
It's
gonna have to
chalk,
get
baby.
through Thieves. So
That ain't nothing.
Listen,
for them.
man. Neptune. It was Neptune versus Gwyn. The battle of the fucking show me what you got, and Neptune beat his ass. Respectfully.
funny enough, they're actually good friends outside the game. I think they're both Indiana
That's fine.
boys.
In game, Neptune was disrespecting this guy. Listen, bro. Carolina is operating under the performance of Gwyn online. Obviously, their whole team is serviceable online, but Gwyn specifically is giving them a standard that they have been operating under online, specifically online, for the entire season. They have now come to another event where Gwyn is not doing that. This guy is averaging 35 per respawn online, and he's going neg 12 first map. Like, this is just not. It's not transitioning. It's not what it's supposed to be. Reese Vivid is stepping up online. Austin had a slow series today. I'll back pat on that one. Teach had a fucking absurd moment at the end of the vault hardpoint to almost win them the game. But like Gwyn is just not doing what he does online. Period.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what do you think? What do you think it is? I mean, do you think it's like a nerves thing, or do you think it's just like a comfortability?
Well, last year I gave him the benefit of the doubt because I think his team was significantly better on land. So I think that he was just actually in unfamiliar situations. But this year, I feel like his team is just consistent. He has a consistent team. Right. And I don't think that excuse works now because it's not like they're completely in unfamiliar territory when they show up to events. Like they're in similar situations, they're playing similar maps, they're getting similar performances from the whole team. And he's still just not playing how he plays online. So truthfully, I really don't know what it is. Maybe he's got the fucking yips. I have no idea. Mm-hmm. But I'm not saying he's playing like shit. He saved himself from like a 0.7 today with the map 3. I think he had a solid control. But you just can't have that style and that gameplay online and expect it. And then you go to an event and it's just not there. Because then that's what changes your team dynamic now. Is that he's so good online. He's creating so much pressure on the map. And now they're showing up. And again, I'm not putting the whole series on him, but now it's becoming a thing. Whether we are doing it or not, it's becoming a thing from last year and this year. He needs to play better. He needs to.
Yeah, let's go on over to you, Ben J. I know you were watching it live over there. I mean, what's going through your head? What you think of the series today, Ben?
I thought it was a pretty close series. Map 1 was a banger. Map 2 was what we've seen a bunch from Carolina. Teams kind of really, and you saw it in the post-game interview, the search players talk about it, like people kind of hard to read Carolina, and then they got to adjust middle map, and this is one of those maps where they give up too many rounds off the start to be able to come back from. But I kind of echo Sam's sentiment here about Gwen. I just think if they want to go deep in this tournament, I think they got a decent day from Reese as well and TJ, but they need Gwen to be that guy online. He's on land. Otherwise, basically.
What?
When was the last time, dog?
What, that jerked off?
No, faggot.
Pretty much the same as I said before.
On the bracket draw right now, these guys might be going home.
Like it's coming up on like.
Yeah. What about you, Chris? Were you surprised by the outcome, Duarte?
Not
about
so
you,
much
faggot?
surprised. I did have Carolina winning this series, I think, in my predictions, but at the same time,
damn, dude.
yeah, I was just kind of disappointed. I always knew this was a possibility. We thought that Surge might have been on like a downtrend here, like in the last couple of their online matches, but Neptune got back up to form and everybody else on their team thrived. But to echo Ben's point, and that Search and Destroy, I feel like Red Card is a map they play quite a lot. And you heard even Neptune in the interview, they pretty much like were hard reading them a lot of the time. They were talking about how they went over shit and they were watching their games, and it showed because with Ravens, right, that double-edged sword of playing for picks and having those slower rounds makes you very vulnerable to reading by the other teams, especially if they watch your VODs. So they picked them apart. The other two games were relatively close. Surge still continues their prowess in Hardpoint. They've been a great Hardpoint team ever since they picked up Neptune, and they also got a control on the board. So they look like the Surge we kind of expected from the majority of their online matches. And if they keep this up, these guys will probably make that run to at least top 4.
Yeah, I know Neptune actually mentioned that in the interview after the fact, Chris. He was mentioning how they did a lot of VOD review, and I couldn't agree more. Like we talk about it like even in the Vault S&D, or sorry, the Red Card S&D, right? Every time they go, hey Sam, you say it. This is a TJ Haley strat, right? Because they do the same thing so many offenses in a row to the point where they're vulnerable, right? Like if a little bit of VOD review, make some adjustments, and you can just play around it. And it looked like Vancouver was super prepared today. Which
the first round, their first defense, they just blind countered it. They had Net play on the opposite side of A bomb, and then I think they had someone double stack P2 with them, and they planted the bomb and immediately traded it out. And it was a round one.
That's why I feel like in Search, like it's important that I feel like your situation's got to be good in Search. So you got to be able to just do shit off the fly, right? And I think a lot of that just comes from like comms and just reps, but. Some teams like they're so one-dimensional, right? Like they do the same things, the same strats and stuff. Like
I could tell you their setup on an A push. Reese is in the window, Austin's on the stage, T just playing bomb, and the other guy's just flexing.
He's like close head stairs.
Yeah, just flexing somewhere. Like they do it every time. So it's good. Good on Surge. Genuinely, that's good on them to actually leave the map
10 seconds or less.
What?
Why are you pretending to talk like a normal person right now? Why don't you go back to speaking like how you usually do, you fucking faggot?
Nice, dude. Nice.
Fucking white faggot probably voted in Carney.
Nice, dude.
Fucking white boy faggot wants fucking liberals to fucking ruin this country. Fucking piece of shit. Go on, tell me how much.
Yeah, they're basically Ravens
is
just like has so many tells on certain like strategies they run, and you could just tell that Seattle or Vancouver was picking them apart. Outside of that, Hardpoints and Control were close, but
with masterclass.
Yeah, I was gonna say talking about Vancouver. Vancouver looked really good today. I feel like Neptune's showing up on land, which is what we wanted to see. That was a big question mark, right? Like how is Neptune gonna perform on land, right? We saw him online, we saw how he played, and will he be able to keep that pace? And he definitely did. I think for me, what Sam said, 0-4, like I feel like he gets better on land with the way that he plays, like his play style, because he plays a lot of off angles, a lot of irons, a lot of shimmies, likes to play his life a lot. Just like the play style, like I feel like he's only gonna get better as the tournament goes on. And if they're all shooting like this, Vancouver could make a run. I thought they all looked really good today. Everybody's pulling weight, even in the damage department. You guys got any thoughts with the Vancouver guys? Were you guys impressed by Vancouver today?
Yeah. You telling me you're not in the pause menu right now?
Was on my fantasy team. He absolutely was not doing this online in any of the stages.
Yeah, he wasn't.
You can't try on that online shit, Pat. You know how it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean 04,
Oh, what,
he
you
definitely
you
turned
getting
the
your
fuck
fucking
up. I mean,
Hogwarts
he's
pictures
been
ready?
looking good,
huh?
but
You fuck.
you guys got any other final thoughts maybe on the vetoes or something before we head in? I only got a couple clips from the map
faggots.
one.
I was gonna say
fucking
with
do
a
it for
player like
this
04,
memory.
he's like a very like playmaker type play. Like Neptune kind of headbutts a lot and takes space, but
Pictures.
04 is that big route guy. And the thing is, on land, like a lot of people like to say the game slows down and stuff like that. But I would argue that like to a degree, a lot more teams make way more mistakes on land because I feel like you do get into more like chaotic environments where like it's just way easier to make plays, and 04 is taking advantage of that, and he's making a lot of good ones. So
Yeah, he's reading the map really well right now. He's looking really good. But let's hop in to some of the clips. Now, the first clip I wanted to bring up was from the Vault Hardpoint going into the last P2. Again, this is a hill where Carolina, they get here early. It was a very back and forth game. So this is their opportunity here to take the lead and get a big hold here. And they also had Gwyn push down the cut. They ended up getting a couple kills here on this rotation, but they end up getting clean broken here from the Vancouver Surge. And I kind of just want to see what happened here as we watch it build up. You see Austin, he gets one. We have one guy who waltzes through mid-map, shoots Austin in the side. 04 finds 2 and 3, and they break right through front. So I don't know what the hell happened there because all I saw was kills from Carolina. How did they let somebody just waltz up mid-map? Did somebody give it up?
Just go back.
It's
and
Reese and
look at
Gwyn
their
not calling
errors.
out to each other.
Yeah, I don't think Reese should ever. I don't think he should be giving a mid. I think he should just be bouncing back from mid.
With
and
Gwyn
catwalk.
Cat, he shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Also, this is something that some people don't realize. I noticed it. Ranks a completely different game, but pro teams will do it too. I can't tell what number 5 is doing, but if I'm willing to bet, he's probably staying down. All right, he's
on the
kind
right
of
side
under
of the hill and shout.
He's under the impression that he needs to just live, so he's probably not actually looking at anything, which means his teammates essentially have to watch the map 34. But their team has so much space that if he is taking an aggressive angle or chowing or looking over, he's not going to die from top pool. Like he's prone to the guy bottom pool and maybe the outer palms, but you got to think that if he spots a guy, he can easily stay down. So him not playing information there, assuming he isn't, because you can't tell, means that his teammates have to watch way more than they do, and that's going to create an opening for a surge here. On top of the fact that 8 and 7 are essentially watching the same thing and not really communicating that they need to, watch everything else. So if number 5 dies, like it's not that big a deal. He'll just spawn up right next to the hill probably, unless they just lose the back for whatever reason, but he can't control that. So he should be playing for information there while the rest of them are communicating better.
People like to stay down on the hill because they don't want to troll and be that guy who's dying.
I feel like that's less important than what
Eight
Vivid
and 7
Gwyn
is
are doing, though.
8 and 7 is definitely more important, but number 5 could create a little bit more certainty for them.
He absolutely could help the play, but Gwyn and Vivid need to be on top of the communication here. Like Reese is going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Gwyn is like running across catwalk. If he's top cat, then Vivid should not have to hold cat.
Also, I don't want to be that guy.
They don't
This might seem like hindsight to a lot of people, but the pros know the game. If you push out cat and are blocking the back, you're spawning them arc.
Deep,
like
it's the third
number
spot.
number 7 could have made a play to go and spawn kill them. He's literally a free, he can go out there and basically die for free. So he can obviously disrupt that push and then maybe just create a little bit more uncertainty for Surge. So I just don't like the way they played that at all.
Yeah, I feel like this is a situation where Austin died and lost composure.
Absolutely.
When he dies there, I know Liddy. He's probably like, dude,
absolutely,
what the fuck, right? And I'm sure that's probably being clicked and looked at.
04 also made a great play too. I don't want to say this is a complete Carolina breakdown. I think 04 makes a fucking incredible play.
Yeah, he
at the same time.
He goes through vault, which is honestly a common route now. Breaking P2, you got to be careful from that route. We saw the Bulldog do it, right? Kismet was doing it early on in the game. You'll hit through low vault, you'll sneak up pool, and you'll sneak up on a guy in hill. Because a lot of time you have somebody watching deep right, somebody trying to watch front, and you have a guy in hill, obviously, and then a guy you got to watch mid and cat. So people have been hitting those routes a lot, and 04 makes a good heads-up play. Kind of like what you were saying, Chris. 04 is kind of like the route man for these guys.
Also, this is just something that it's like a tip more so. A lot of the time, you might think that this is better to spawn them towards art, and yeah, they are a little bit further from the point, but by spawning them art, you give them way more options for routes. They can go mid, they can go bottom vault, they can obviously go around the back and try to take your spawn. If like I said, Gwyn was a little bit more proactive in pushing out mid, if they got that wave of kills, they spawn them P4, and now they're suffocated into that corner of the map where they can't take routes because they're spawning away from them. So just something that they could do better
I
in
feel
the
like
future.
if you are spawning them deep, you kind of take that space from them. You just make sure you're blocking. That way, like for instance, like Gwen's like pushing out all that space and just pushing out their art spawn and just pinning them back. Like somebody's need to be hard blocking, right? Just to make sure nobody spawns out. But I feel like with that despawn, that's the green light for Gwen to have a field day. Like that's as a sub player, that's when you want to have some fun and go rogue.
100%.
And it just felt like today he wasn't able to get lost like he usually does. Then we'll swap over here towards the end of the game. Now, this is obviously very big. Carolina, you can see here on the minimap, they have the rotation right now. You got 2 guys in art. I'm going to let it play out. I don't know what happened here because I feel like Carolina, it was just too easy. 0-4. Slides out and gets a nasty 2-piece.
Pretty sure they double scam art right here.
And then,
Austin dies, and then they do it again.
And then TJ
and then
dies.
TJ dies.
Which I mean, that just really can't happen, right? Like if you're holding street and R, you gotta
They
do
get
everything
the.
you can.
I'm pretty sure they get. And that was a previous rotation. They got a bailout side spawn too. But yeah, no, they just double scam top art, and it collapses.
Yeah.
TJ almost makes the play right here too.
Yeah, I mean, they still. Carolina does end up getting a lot of this time, but Vancouver, right? They are able to break onto these spawns and get in here for a little bit. TJ went on a crazy spree here, and I thought the way TJ was shooting that this was going to be all over. Just to kind of let it play out a little bit, just so you guys can see what's going on. But TJ gets a hold of the AR by that mid stat. You see that number 5 on the mini map, and he just goes on a field day. He's on a 5 spree, takes his head off on a 6 spree, right? And he goes up. He goes to pick up mid map again, right? Just watching all the lanes, funneling the Vancouver surge, and Vancouver, they do a good job just keeping that pressure on them. They just kept flooding that right street with numbers over and over and over again, to the point where they were able to get him off a little bit of his scrap time. And of course, TJ, last one up here, again, just getting taken down here at the very end for the scrap time. But headed into the P1 is where things got really, really mixy here. I feel like in his first map, it was kind of just a fucking blender, dude, at the end. Like, so much running and trading. I mean, we'll take a look here at the last and final hill. But with 40 seconds left to go, you could just see the floods coming in. I don't know if anybody in here on the panel thinks somebody should have took a certain route or something, but I think my only critique is when Reese goes to take the route at the end, he maybe should have went all the way around instead of trying to jump up. But it might have been a nitpick, right? We see it right here, right? He has about 15. He's got about like 13 seconds, 10 seconds to get around. He jumps down Bauk. I thought that he was going to keep going here. And what the fuck happened? There we go. He ends up jumping up to the window instead of going all the way around and just flanking mid. And he's kind of stuck here. And he jumps out and he's dead. And, I would have liked to see him go all the way around just because it forces their arrows to turn, right? So it kind of allows his teammates to get in. Is that a nitpick for Reese to go all the way around?
I actually don't. I mean, now that we have full hindsight, I don't think it would have mattered because his team died. I think the actual misplay, I actually don't mind his route at all. I think the misplay was that his team died before he could take the time to make the play. Because if he went all the way around, they're turning anyway because he would have to, like, last guy pinch. You know what I mean? Like, they would all just turn anyway. So I think him shortcutting it in the moment was actually the right play because all of his team died. But I would have liked to see them wait there for something to develop for sure. That's the actual misplay of the arrows.
Yeah. Anybody else got any final thoughts on a series with Carolina and Vancouver? It was a close first map, and then after that, it was pretty easy sailing in the search. And of course, we were talking about just them being able to adapt in that game mode. And pretty sure the Volt Control was all defensive wins, if I remember correctly. I don't think anybody won on offense in that one. Am I wrong? Well, it was all defensive wins, right? I'm pretty sure it was all defensive.
I think it was.
But any other final thoughts, guys? Any other final thoughts on the first series of the day?
Nah, good win for Vancouver, man. See if they can keep it up.
All right, cool. All right, let's move on to the next one. Second series. I'm going to be honest. Another one that caught me by surprise, not so much on the result, just the way that it all happened. We got Cloud9, who takes down Toronto Ultra 3-0 here. Not Cloud9 winning, but I just thought it was going to be closer. But this one ended up being a 3-0.
This shit was fucking 4 points.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, yeah, these were like the craziest 3 maps ever. But you know what I mean. Just a series. I didn't expect it to be a 3-0. I thought we were going to a game 5 here. But yes, very, very. This was probably one of the best series today, right? I mean, Sam, we were on the edge of our seats, fucking screaming, watching this one. This one got crazy. But first map, Hacienda Hardpoint, that got really mixy. 250 to 248 in that one. Then we go to Protocol Search around 11 in the Protocol Search, and then of course we got an overtime and a Hacienda Control. So super close maps here from Toronto and Cloud9.
Apparently Butter's
Cough
made
and
by
cold symptoms. Get
off,
real relief with
like a long
Buckley's.
time.
It tastes awful and it works.
Wouldn't it be so cool if this button was real? Oh, it literally is. This is Pi, and if it sounds familiar.
We'll scroll down, take a look at the stat sheet. Nearly a red carpet here for Toronto Ultra. It's Joe DeCeves who's saving him from that one with a 1.03, but everybody else getting pooped on. You got a 0.88 from Insight, a 0.97 from Kleenex, and a 0.79 from Benjamin Beans. On the other side, green carpet, everybody pulling weight. A 1.06 from Sib, a 1.18 from Mac, a 1.08 from Prep, and a 1.03 from Dylan Attach. Everybody pulling weight. And then you take a look at the match MVP. This guy's been absolutely phenomenal. Shout out to Dante, aka Sib, with a 1.25 in hard point, a 1.71 in surge, and a 0.77 in control. Ben, we'll start with you on this one. Cloud9, they come out, they get the W versus Toronto. Super close series. What did you think?
I mean, it's the world's closest 3-0. I think almost
Yo,
all
dog,
three of these maps
you
came
got
down
that
to one or
Amish
two
blood in you, right?
gunfights. And on the C9 side, I think all 4 players contributed to clutch plays throughout the series. And I think on the Toronto side, we got to continue to question whether these guys as composed are capable of winning a big series.
Inbred,
I got very frustrated watching Jamie because when he's an AR, he's the world's slowest player. When he's got a sub out, he's going to fix his team. I just
Well, I
feel
don't
like
fucking know, dude.
still in this.
I don't know your family history.
Yeah, what do you think, Sam? You think Jamie's a problem with the way that he plays? Or
The
his
autism
interactions
gene
are
seems to run
always
in your
so low.
family.
I don't know why his interactions are so low. I've seen
The
Jamie get
fucking-
turned and
the
pick up
turn
the
my-
pace.
my-
Sometimes I
my
just don't
hair
understand what's
purple
happening.
gene or
But
whatever.
what do you think, Sam?
The Ronald McDonald.
I mean, I
gene.
don't think that play
fucking know
style
where this
really
shit comes from.
flourishes in this game. I mean, we've made that point
You
since
have to tell
this
me
roster was
it's
really
your
born in this
fail.
game. I don't think his play style necessarily helps, but dude, C9, they
honestly,
look
I
good
don't
as hell today,
fucking
man.
know.
I think Mac was like kind of their X factor for me because I think he's starting to play like a little worse leading up to the major. But he had a phenomenal series today. Dante single-handedly won them 2 maps. Attached with
You
a
got
4
the
piece at the end of the
latent gene,
P1,
dude, so if you have
or
kids-
excuse me, the end of the map 1. Like C9 looked great today, dude. A couple clutch moments. I did pick them to win. Not going to toot my own horn here. Did pick them to win.
Yeah, you did say.
But yeah, man, I said it. I think it was our last episode.
pass it on.
Toronto just hasn't moved for me. They've been the same team all year. They've again, I'm going to say it. They've arguably gotten worse as the year has gone on. The individual performances have dropped off from Ben, and I think Toby has had his moments here and there. But I think Joe's really like the shining light of the team right now. Which to start the year is a crazy thought because of where he came from and how everything started there. But I don't know, dude. Toronto, does the wall shock me? No, especially with the map set. I thought the map set was super C9 heavy, other than that Skyline map 4, which I did think if it went there, it would probably go 5. But, I mean, I looked at this map set, and I thought the C9 was going to win the series regardless.
Yeah, let's
Are
go
you
over to you,
a-
Pat. What
a
you think? Pat
Zionist
Cloud9, they get a
dog?
3-0 victory over Toronto today.
Are you?
A little different. I actually, I think Toronto
Why not,
played
dude?
terrible
Are
and
you-
easily could have won the series.
fucking-
And I think that speaks more
What's the term?
to the lack of impress, or not how
That's
much
true.
I'm
What is
impressed
it,
by
Brock?
C9 because I mean,
That thing that
arguably
hates the
Civ won them
Jews or
game
whatever.
1 and game 2, right? And Toronto was playing back. So
Yeah.
to me, I just think it was a
Yeah,
close
are you
loss where
anti-Semitic?
Cloud9
Why
had
are
to clutch
you
up.
not in favor
I
of
thought
Zion?
Cloud9 was playing
I'll put it
better
this
than them,
way.
but the fact
Neither
that
of those
Toronto
sides
kept it
have
as
given
close
me
as they
hot
did,
shakes, so why would I be on
I'm not necessarily as high as you guys on this Cloud9 camp. I just thought today they had the clutch gene and they clutched up. I mean, the series
But it's
was
funny how they
literally,
make fun of each other's
came down the
noses
wire
and
every
they both
single
have the
map.
same
So,
noses.
I think
Wait,
arguably it may
who
have
makes fun
been
of
the
each other's
closest.
noses?
Muslims make fun of Jewish people's noses, but they both have Semitic noses. They're both the same fucking weird.
Series we've
You
seen
like
on
fucking
BO6 so far.
Generalizing
This was
people
my
like
favorite
that.
series
huh?
this year.
This series
Other
yeah,
than
I mean,
obviously like the
this
Phase
is
Thieves series
literally
and
like
stuff, but this was an
neck and
incredible
neck.
series.
But yeah, I mean, I just think I think
dog.
Toronto just got clutched on
I can-
today.
I can
That's kind of
feel
my
the
take on it.
pain
I don't think this is going to be the
in
end of the
your
road
voice
for Toronto
when
by
you
any
say
means.
that kind of shit.
I would
dog.
say
Have you seen
similar-
enough
Who
of
hurt
them
you?
though, Pat, to like justify
Who
like
hurt you?
feeling that way? Like from the start of the year to now,
It's
like
so
what
far,
They
progress
should
do you
have
think
had
has
this
been
map
made?
one.
I know
Toronto
you're
should have had
in
this
pain,
map
dog.
one. They
I mean,
tripped
C9,
through
yeah,
this
C9
they
hit
got
another
clutched
gear on the
on.
P1.
Yeah.
That was
But-
absurd.
I mean, I would agree with you, Sam. Like they
So I
haven't
know
shown
you're
enough
shit.
yet. But I also want to
I'm not
say,
here to help.
like, and I think Chris, you're the one who's typically high on Beans. Like,
He hasn't been
Beans
great.
to me is
He
a
hasn't been
similar
good.
story.
He
Like,
hasn't been
yeah,
good.
up and down,
Afraid
where it's
to
just
ask
like
for-
he is compared to
Oh.
last year, especially. Like, I just
He's not been great.
I don't know where he's at.
I think they all need to step up outside of
You ever
Geo.
heard the
Like
term
we've already talked about insight.
Hurt people hurt people.
I wouldn't say that's a term. That's a saying.
Fuck yourself, faggot.
Exactly.
You imagine you're going to a therapist and he's giving you that whole shtick like, oh, you gotta like not be like hateful, like it's just like, no, you're fucking hurting inside, and you disagree with that person so much they're just like, you know what, you fucking cunt, get the fuck out of my office, you fucking faggot. Dude, I would lose all my faith. Well, I think I already have, but I would lose my faith in all of medical industry or healthcare or whatever. Okay. You want some toast with butter, dude?
Nope.
'Cause that's all I got in my house.
Well, you do have Uber, right?
Yeah, so what the fuck are you trying to say to me? Are you trying to call me fat, dude?
I'm not spending $10 to
No,
fucking
are-
order Uber.
For multiple
Are
years
you
in
trying
terms
to
of like
call
how
me
we
fat,
want
dude?
him to progress as a player, and
Oh, eating
maybe it's
bread
just the
isn't
way
gonna
his
help you
team
lose
wants him
weight.
to play at the end of the day. But I think Toby's been kind of disappointing, and
Yeah?
yeah,
You
Beans
think
is
I'm trying to lose
falling
weight?
off a bit.
Huh?
So I mean, on the
Is that
Toronto
what the fuck
side,
you're saying?
at least in their performances, that's what I think.
Huh?
But on top of that, man, these guys have failed to
I'm
progress
gonna
their
eat
map pool,
bread,
and this is
guys.
where they get a team that basically
Bread
matches
with
up super well with
butter.
their vetoes. So they're putting
You know who
C9 on
else
two
ate bread,
haciendas.
dude?
I'm not gonna say
You know who
I'm
else? Jesus. So don't give me no
Yeah,
fucking
he also
horseshit,
got
right?
fucking beat by like a fucking rope with blades on it. So if you
Nice.
want to do that.
Nice. But he is the king of the Jews, is he not?
Yeah.
You know what, dude? I'm gonna say it right now. This does not look like Hogwarts.
Nice, dude.
Just, just offer my opinion.
Nice.
I think Hogwarts had a bit more walls.
Nice, dude.
What I'm seeing right now. I'm just saying.
Nice, dude. Nice.
Impressed by C9, and I expect them to make a run. But the way they're playing, if they can show me a little bit more in their map pool, they can definitely make a run because
What's
they got
better,
a really good
margarine or
map set
butter?
here.
Like health wise.
I think butter. I think margarine's from vegetables. Shit.
What's so wrong with vegetable oil again?
Oh.
Nice, dude.
I don't know. I think we're supposed to eat vegetables, not extract oil out of it. Maybe, I don't know.
What's the difference between getting the oil separate versus eating it when it's in the plant, though?
Well, I guess if you look at vegetable oil, it's concentrated, and it's probably like hundreds of pounds of vegetables in one.
Oh, I see. So it's not the oil itself, it's just how much we're getting. Is what
Well,
you're saying?
I guess you can die from drinking too much water, right? Even though you need water to live, so it's kind of you can die of anything.
So if it was just a little oil versus a little butter or whatever, what's worse?
Probably well, I don't know how bad vegetable oil is compared to seed oils and olive oil. I know olive oil is like one of the least harmful ones. But I don't
Apparently,
think
olive isn't a vegetable, right? It's a fruit.
it's a fruit.
Fucking gay ass fruit.
Hey man, but it makes a good oil. What was I gonna say? I don't necessarily think margarine is made from vegetable oil though. Is it?
I don't know. Like, do they jerk off the oil to make margarine?
I don't know. Cause I'm pretty sure margarine is synthetic, isn't it? Where butter is obviously it's not natural, but it comes from like a process that isn't completely fake. Like you could literally just use like
Yeah, I know. Like you jerk off milk and then it becomes butter. But like I'm saying, do they do that with
I
just
don't
like
know.
vegetables?
I have no clue.
Oh god, that's a funny image, dude. Oh fuck.
And it still went down to the wire. So I'm kind of like concerned for them at least moving forward when they play other teams that might not let them get some of the preferred maps to see how they do. But I do like what I see out of them. I saw Sid pulling out the Jackal, and he looked good when he had both guns. He was winning some absurd gunfights. Kremp still playing great. I think he's been good. Attach is doing his thing, and Mac obviously stepped up here. And even though he didn't have a lot of damage and stuff like that, Mac was making some plays.
Is it usually just one steak, or do you?
Yeah, I still don't really know how high I'm on C9 until
the
they
same
like
pan,
play a
like,
team like Thieves, FaZe, or even
Well, I'd say
like
if you're gonna cook
Seattle
two
right
and
now,
the pan's big
because I
enough
feel
for
like
us,
they're going to
just
give them a
cook
little
both
bit
at the
more of a
same
test
time,
when
but
it
if
comes to
I'm
their
gonna
map
cook
set.
two for
But yeah,
myself, I'm
Toronto
gonna do one in the
disappointment,
pen,
man.
one in
If
the
these guys don't, who do they play in losers? Do they play?
Yeah,
do they play Falcons?
They play.
What?
No, they don't play
No,
Falcons.
or
except
something
for
like
All the losers
LAG.
matches are 3 wins.
Okay,
bro.
well they got LAG,
Oven,
so I
right,
fully
I think.
expect them to beat them. But
Oven
even if they
and,
beat them, if they
Pen
don't like beat another
here.
team,
Well, why
I mean,
don't
I
you
still
just
want to.
do both? Why don't you just pan fry it and then put it in the oven or whatever?
I do that sometimes.
Yeah, aren't you getting the best of both worlds? I mean,
Not necessarily. I would say putting a pan fried steak in the oven is still a lot like just pan frying it. Like there's not too much of a difference. But when you put it in the oven, it's still soft. It's soft, but without the crust on the outside.
or is it the other way around? Put it in the oven first, and then you take it out, and then you pan fry it.
No,
or
you
whatever.
sear it and then put it in the oven.
Oh, okay. You don't sear the sides though, right?
Depend if it's a thick steak, I do. If it's relatively thin, no, I won't. It's because
How do you cook your pork chops? Same way?
I don't really cook pork chops. It's usually my mom. But yeah, pan fry. She's way more basic than me. She doesn't. I don't even think she uses butter for pork chops. She uses water or
Have a conversation about these guys in online and just in terms of their team because yeah, I'm tired of seeing these guys progress. I still think that Kleenex has a lot more in them, and then Beans is kind of falling off, and Insight just he's been the same player. Joe's getting done a disservice right now.
The real problem was for this team today specifically is that their org announced an event in Kitchen, fucking Ontario.
Yeah,
Kitchen
Kitchener.
So they probably
Kitchen Ultra, man.
they dropped to their
Kitchen,
knees
Ontario.
before they played this. Game. So I think that's just what you chalk it up to.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up and ask you guys. Obviously, Call of Duty Champs just got announced today, and apparently it's in
Wait,
Kitchener.
is your
I wanted to ask you guys what you
stream
thought about
audio
that because obviously there's
going
been a lot
through?
of controversy around the location on the timeline. Even Scrappy was getting pretty vocal
don't
about
hear
it,
anything for your
saying
stream
that
audio.
every COD champ should be in a
Fucking
major city.
check it out.
Vocal
don't
about
hear
it.
any-
Around you guys, obviously, Call of Duty Champs
Audio
about that because obviously there's
Here, let's see if you. I'm gonna listen to you ask the question on my stream
today, and apparently it's in
Wait,
Kitchener.
is your
I wanted to ask you guys
switch
what you thought
audio
about that, because obviously there's
going
been a lot
through?
of controversy.
Oh, you just asked if my audio is going.
Apparently it's in
Wait,
Kitchener.
is your
What is
okay?
your
And listen to your mic too. Listen to how it sounds.
I wanted to ask you guys what you
Stream
thought about
audio
that, because obviously there's
going
been a lot
through?
of controversy around the location on the timeline. Even Scrappy was getting pretty vocal
don't
about
hear
it,
anything for your
saying
stream
that
audio.
every COD champ should be in a
Fucking
major city.
Check it out.
We
Stream
thought about
audio
that, because obviously there's
going
been a lot
through?
of controversy around the location on the timeline. Even Scrappy 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 on the timeline. But I'm hearing that there's absolutely nothing in Kitchener. Is that true? I've never been there, so I have no idea.
Here's the deal, like, because some of our boys, Tom, are Toronto boys, I think, went to school there, so they know the area very well.
Oh my god, I'm a fucking
I've heard
idiot.
the
I
venue
had
is
the tab
nice.
muted.
I think the problem is that
Okay,
when
never
people
mind.
hear about champs in Toronto, you know, we all loved Madame, but I think what we also love was the proximity of that venue to like everything going on in the city, right? Whether you want to go to a sporting event, go to the water, go check out a lot of the awesome restaurants and sites in the city. This kind of takes you away from that experience, unfortunately. I think that's why a lot of people, myself included, are a little bit frustrated with this decision.
Problem is, it's just out of touch, right? Like we've had a legacy tradition, and I've started to complain about this last year, but COD Champ specifically has always been in a major city at a major venue in that city, or at least in a insane area in that city.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, like the problem here is Toronto is an amazing city in general. There's so much to do. Like when you think about COD Champs, it's not just going to an event; it's going to an experience, and then part of that experience is that city that you're in. That's part of the the drive to want to go there. To me, it screams that this was just a cost thing, right? Like we all know Toronto is going to be way more expensive than Kitchener or wherever it's at. But yeah, I mean, to me, it's just a little out of touch. Like
They said on social
it needs
that
to
it was
be in a major area.
They said on social that the arena can accommodate more people.
But that's irrelevant.
But the people that they
so
would
irrelevant.
accommodate are now not going to fucking go because of where it is.
And I know they were talking about finding avenues to get players or fans to and from the venue to the airport or whatever. But it's also the convenience factor. Like no one wants to go to any event.
Also, how many fucking
2-hour Uber or whatever?
How many hotels are in Kitchener, bro? Like, what's going on?
It's a college town. I don't think there's the hotel capacity issue, and I understand there's a revenue thing.
They should have just thrown that thing back in the Madame if possible, but obviously, maybe it might not have been.
I understand there's a revenue thing for Toronto, right? Size of venue, maybe they're getting local support. I have no idea. And I don't doubt that Toronto's going to pimp out the venue and do stuff around that city. But I think it kind of, again, misses the point what we all expect is we were expecting to be in downtown Toronto, maybe at Madame, maybe another venue, and the same experience we've had year in, year out. That's why, I mean, everybody here, we all put Toronto's events usually high on our list.
They're my favorite city all
They're
events.
great events, yeah.
So, but I think this is potentially and hopefully going forward, Ultra kind of, understand what people want from their event, and we'll see what they do to try and spruce this up to make the best of the situation.
I agree with Sam during the watch party. I think it should be in Vegas every year. I think Champs should just be in Vegas. I feel like Vegas is a great spot to host it. I feel like people love Vegas.
Bro, but that goes back to just like when you think about, even as a fan, just going to a tournament, like part of it is more than just going to a tournament. Like part of it just, you're taking a vacation if you don't live locally, especially. And it's like, you want to have experiences outside of just Call of Duty. Yes, Call of Duty's on, majority of the day, but there's still, 4 nights at a tournament that you still have to deal with, and you want things to do.
Damn, dude, is your team still
and I think
losing
Vegas
like
is
a fucking piece
one
of
of the
shit,
biggest
dude?
reasons for Vegas is just because it's such a big attraction outside of the event itself. And another problem is too, like,
They want a
this
series, but
event,
they're
like
still
Toronto could go and put on an
garbage.
amazing event. But I feel like part of this now is also going to have a small stain on it. Like, regardless of how great the event is and how great the inside the venue is done and the event itself is ran,
They dropped.
like, you still.
They dropped one of their main players, like 2 days before they had to leave. Maybe the day of.
In Kitchener, Ontario, not in Toronto. Like that, part of that goes into that.
I think that a lot is on the team to make the experience in Kitchener like something memorable, considering the challenges they face. If they do that, props to them.
Oh,
And if they get most of the way there, I think it's a learning lesson for all involved. I don't think champs should be in Vegas every year. I think it should be in the rotation. Same as I think we should have a London champs eventually in the rotation as well. But hopefully they can make the best of the situation and everybody can move forward and,
We'll see.
get better spots.
Yep. They usually throw good events, so I mean, benefit of the doubt, right?
Yeah,
just to get
we have no doubt that the event, like the actual arena itself, is going to be great. Like it's everything else that encompasses the trip there that everyone is complaining about.
Yeah, just to get back on track here with the series, I want to talk about Cloud9 a little bit because I feel like Sib has been turned ever since he really struggled when the year first started, right? Like he was struggling online. We went to Major 1. He fried on LAN. And then ever since that moment, he's been unreal. Like all of stage 2 online, he was unreal. And coming into this event, I mean, the gunfights that he chows
What room is
are
this supposed to
insane.
be?
Like this guy shoots straight as fuck. And I think a big
Nice.
It's the big. I don't know what they're called on castles, but the circular things, towers with a cone on it. I think there's a specific name.
Oh.
Conical roof. Oh, turret. That's what.
Oh, is it turrets? Oh, fuck.
big part of this team was Mac as well. Mac stepped up today. Mac looked like old Mac. And I think that's what we wanted to see. We saw some up and downs from Mac through the online stage, so it was good to see Mac come out on top and fry the way that he did. Were you guys impressed with what Max played today as well?
Absolutely. Yeah, he played good. Also, one thing that a little bit of lore on Dante here at the beginning of the season. So I used to play ranked with them at the beginning of season 1, and he was basically talking about how prior to that they were playing on the old sensitivities, right, where it was just 6 and 7, and it wasn't like the 1.5s and 1.6s and stuff. And he was talking about how he didn't like 6 because it was too slow, and he didn't like 7 because he was too fast. So when they actually added the sensitivity changes and he played on that new patch, obviously at stage 1 and forward, or at the end of stage 1 and forward, he was able to play on 1.5, which he said felt way more comfortable to him, which would translate to I think like 6.5, like in between 6 and 7. So he got way more confident and he started shooting better. He literally, because I remember in one of his interviews, he said, I couldn't shoot straight before. And that's why. Obviously, he was telling me that.
Is
so
like hella slow to me, bro, in my opinion. But I mean, everybody's different, right?
They're just so turned tough, though.
I think
absolutely.
Dante obviously stepping up individually. I think what I like to see for this Cloud9 team is Kreb is becoming a consistent playmaker for the squad. Something with at times last year he did, but also struggle with. I think he's come more to his own discipline on this. Dill obviously is starting to play better. And to you guys' point, we were talking about a couple weeks ago, we were a little concerned about Mac coming into this one, and he had a great, especially last 2 maps this one. So
yeah,
C9 will have a tough matchup next round, but I won't be surprised if these guys on the top side that loses bracket. Obviously, there's a little bit of a wild card with Thieves in there now. They make a little bit of a run.
Yeah, they definitely are gonna ride off this momentum now, right? Even especially the way that they won this series, like they got to be feeling good. I know Lamar was turned up too. You could see them walking into the hall after the first couple maps, and I mean he was super hyped up. But what about the vetoes? Anything catch your eye in the vetoes in this series? I think the vetoes looked like what Cloud9 got rid of Protocol Hardpoint, Toronto got rid of Red Card Hardpoint. Map 1 pick went to C9. They picked Hasi, and then Toronto ended up picking Skyline. They never even got there.
I mean, I think they're just kind of fucked when it comes to the map pool. Sure, the maps are close, but like they're just giving C9 their better stuff. And granted, it was a close series and a square up. You're still really not diversifying your map pool much. Also, we didn't really talk about it, but I want to give a shout out to Kremp because he's criminally underrated the way he's been playing for the C9 team.
I adjusted my seating position.
Oh, you adjusted your seed. Oh.
Dude, I'm gonna have to make this into a fucking circle, dude. Holy fuck.
What's so hard about that?
Because I have to build a square, and then
Yeah, so
cut blocks out and see what looks like a circle does.
didn't you already do that though?
On my Star Destroyer, and it didn't work very well.
No. No, but didn't you just do it earlier for like another thing on this castle?
Yeah, but it's way smaller. That's fucking massive.
Well, can you just scale it up?
Yeah, but I'm still gonna have to do the same thing. It's just gonna take longer. Like that one's not bad, but that's way small. That one's actually quite good. Good.
Dude, I just can't wait for Black Snape, dog.
Oh my god.
Professor of the Dark. Oh.
Dude, that show would have been so cool because it could have so much more detail and could show the castle more, and you'll hopefully Hermione. Fuck, I guess you have to wait like 10 years for it to get hot, but
Wait, it's gonna be the same. It's not gonna be like a prequel or a sequel.
no, it's gonna be the books. That's why people care that Snape is black. Because if it was
What
a
if Snape was black, like in a prequel? Would you care as much?
How would
And,
it
like
be a
through some
prequel?
magic.
Magic, nice.
Well, fuck. What do you want as an answer? Magic.
They should make it so he was black the whole time, but he had a polyjuice potion.
Exactly.
So at the end, it's like a CGI version of the guy who played
Stan
Snape.
Ripley or whatever.
Yeah, Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman.
Yeah. That'd be a way to save their ass.
Yeah, I mean, why not, right? Yeah. You shit in the bag, dog?
Oh, not today.
How, dude? Last time you said you had like an emergency bag situation, dude. What happened?
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh, I haven't had to shit since, so I guess that's good. I feel like I have to shit now, but if I went to go... No,
Nice.
I feel like I'm going to have to soon.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Well, you had that spicy sandwich, right? You're gonna fucking shit yourself soon, dude.
Yeah, but that's not what did it last time.
Yeah, what did it last time, dude?
Don't know.
Fuck, damn, dude. It's impressive. You don't know. Just came out of nowhere, huh?
Yep.
That must be terrifying, dude. It can happen at any moment.
Yeah, dude, honestly, like... Dude, imagine being in, like, a fighter jet and you have to take a really bad shit. I was actually thinking about that. Like, if you're an F1 driver, like, at the beginning of the race and you just randomly, like, a complete, like, straight water needs to go through, like... And let's say it burns or whatever.
Oh my god.
Like, are you just shitting in the fucking in the racing seat?
But they don't have like a special port for that? For emergency shits?
They don't have what?
They don't have like a special emergency like hole in the seat for them to shit?
No. We have a racing suit on anyway, so it wouldn't matter.
I don't know.
Dude, that's crazy.
I would build an F1 car that has that built in. Just,
But, like,
somehow convert the shit into like a nitrous boost for the car. Make it go faster,
Yeah, like Back to the Future putting garbage in the.
Yeah, the fucking I can't even remember what it was, plutonium or some shit. Yeah.
But then he made it so he could use garbage to
Oh, well, look at that.
to run it.
So basically, I'm a genius.
But how are you gonna get the shit through the hole?
What do you mean? They're sitting on the hole.
Dude, yeah, shit. I don't think shit is that.
What, dude?
What's the word? It's not like reliable like that.
What do you mean, dude?
Can
It's
you
like
aim
how
shit?
No, like it's like how they design like everything to like be, to fit the driver or whatever.
So why is a
They'll take
toilet bowl
scan.
so why is a toilet bowl so big then?
Well, no, because that's just that's like for common use, right? I'm saying
Okay. This is my question.
They'll
then.
scan.
This is
they'll
my question
scan,
then.
Wait.
No,
scan
shut your
the
fucking
F1 driver's ass.
Shut
They'll
shut your
scan his
fucking cut,
ass,
dude.
And then they will fucking shape the hole in the seat
Okay.
to that driver's ass.
Okay, so
there's
what
nothing
about those
wrong.
ones that don't come out fully straight and sometimes they swirl or curve and it hits a part of the seat and then it stops and then all the other shit piles on top and
Bro.
then it's not going anywhere? What happens with that?
How much room do you like? It's not like their ass is like touching the hole already, though.
Yeah.
So what are you talking about? It hitting the side of the seat? Like there's nowhere for it to go. It's just gonna go into the hole.
Yeah, but you know how holes there's area and volume of the hole. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, and then it fucking hits that and starts curling. So wait, is there like a vacuum, like pulling it?
It's just the wind thrust of the car
That
and the G-force of the
probably
car.
wouldn't be enough. That'd probably be worse because it'd be going towards your ass. It'd be going through the hole.
Nah, man. I don't know what you're talking about, curling and all this shit, man. But there's a hole there, and it'll go into the hole, and it'll go into like this compartment where it turns into like nitrous. Okay.
It'd totally work, man.
The fuck are you talking about curling, dude? What kind of shits have you taken, dude?
So you're gonna tell me every shit just goes straight into the hole? None of them are ever like above the hole in the toilet?
What do you mean above the hole, though?
Like how there's a
big
bowl?
toilet bowl
Yeah,
seat
you know
is?
how no, I'm talking about the hole in the toilet, like at the bottom of the bowl where the shit goes through. You're telling me it's always going through there?
I mean, no, like, yeah,
Exactly,
like if
there
it's
you
a
go.
big shit. No, but what I'm saying is the hole, it's not going to be at the bottom, right? It's going to be like, it's going to like cover the asshole.
Yeah, and then how deep is that? Is that
That's why I'm saying for the drivers, they'll take a scan of like the dude's asshole. And
Nice,
they'll shape the hole perfectly to where they'll account for that.
Damn, dude. So what happens when they hit the
I don't know,
undercarriage
dude.
of the car really
I
hard
don't fucking know.
and
I
something
don't
goes
fucking
through?
know, dude. I don't fucking know, dude. Alright. Oh, well, I guess then they can they'll press a button, kind of like an ejector seat, and it'll just, the entire bottom of the seat will just open up. So the hole is like way bigger. And it's just, you shit, free reign. You could just drop a nuke down there and then it'll just, it'll catch it. It won't go anywhere else. You happy?
Nice, dude.
Well, like you're telling me out of all the years of F1 driving, nobody shit their pants. Like, this has not been considered.
Well, it's probably been considered, but there's not really much you can do about it.
No, you know what? You know what it is? It's been considered, but people are too embarrassed to actually, like, put it forward to the league. I think that's all it is.
Masterclass in that.
But,
map
like, what does
three.
it matter,
He went the fuck off. So yeah,
Map
shout out to
1
Crumb.
too, bro. The
I
map
mean,
1
their
he
fucking
made plays. I mean,
sponsorships or
that's
some
gonna
shit.
lead me
Yeah,
up to
yeah.
the next segment here. Just bring you
You're
guys
sitting down
into
anyway,
some of
so-
the clips here.
You think you can
but
hold
just to
a
start
a
things
shit
off,
that's like at the
we start things
cusp
off on a
of
second
your
P2. Now, this
asshole
wasn't
with,
anybody
like,
doing anything
5
wrong
Gs
unless you
of
guys
force
see something
going
wrong.
up
I just
against
really
you?
like the way that Toronto played
when
this
you pull
P2
Gs,
because
you
a
have to
lot of
tighten.
teams don't play it like this. But
You
you can
think
see
you'd be able
as
to
there's like
tighten?
15, 10 seconds left of
Dude,
old P1. I like the
not
fact
gonna
that
happen.
Toronto...
Dude, you have to
you're-
clench anyways. You literally
if
have
you're
to
trying to
clench.
pit-
That's
if
the
you're
whole
trying to
entire
pinch one
point.
off-
That's the whole entire point
if you're
of
try-
G-forces.
Look. If it's a fucking log being pushed through, like your body's like pushing it, and you're fighting against that, plus the G forces, dude, you're shitting yourself, dude.
But dude, you have to. The same thing that you do when you're holding in a shit is what you're doing when you're.
Yeah, and I'm
Pulling
telling
Gs.
you, if your body's already pushing the shit out of your asshole, plus the fucking force of the car pushing it out too, like,
But
you're
why
gonna
would
lose, dude.
why would the car be pushing it out?
I don't know, the G force or whatever.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah, dude, it'll force your asshole open.
it's pretty lit,
Yo, like, can you imagine, like Max Verstappen, like, oh guys, I gotta take a shit, dude. Fucking release the hatch.
man. Open the hatch.
Open the fucking emergency hatch. Dude, that'd be fucking lit, dude. Like, one team fucking builds a poop chute, and then like they go in front of fucking Hamilton, and then they just press a button, and it just opens up in front of his car or whatever. Just coats him and shit, and then that's how they fucking win.
Well,
Fucking lit.
Hamilton's in a Ferrari now, so he's not winning any races anytime soon.
Oh, well, whatever.
Has somebody kind of blocking, like holding that back well, and they're staying pushed up on the map. I feel like we need to see
Dude,
teams
why
do
doesn't this
more.
game play music,
So
man?
many teams, when it goes to this rotation, they
probably
just all back
fucking
up and just
disabled
play
it.
tight.
Oh,
Like they'll just all back up at a P2 and just play lobby in P2, and then they turtle,
Yeah,
and
you
people
fucking
take
disabled
routes,
it.
and bada bing, bada boom. They ended up falling and just getting broken so easily. Like, look how hard it is for C9.
You talking
to
about
even
playing
get close
music,
to
but
the
you have
start
some
point
fucking faggot
because
talking
Toronto
in the
Ultra was able to
background,
push them
dude.
out
Like, what
and
the fuck do you
basically
care about
give
music,
Cloud9
dude?
or not give Cloud9 an opportunity to break after one wave, right? When you push out like that, it forces Cloud9. Now they have like 2 or 3 opportunities now to hold the hill, right? Because even if they die pushed out, Toronto's going to spawn there anyway, and they're going to be able to hold, right? So I really like the way Toronto played this hill. They got a lot of time on this hard point.
Bro, I swear
Yeah, I
I've
think I
taken
remember we were
shits
watching
that are
LAG or
like 2
something
feet
like that. We were
long,
talking
dude.
about that rotation and how teams fail to take space, and I really like how Toronto staggered C9's first push by
just like,
playing
"God
old, but
damn,
also
dude.
just
Like, where
they
the fuck
simplified
did
it, man.
that
They
come
got a guy
from?"
on this Lambo. He just sat there and watched his front end. Everyone else was able to play everything else, and just trusted themselves to get those fights or win those fights. So.
I guess if you're Cloud9, I mean, I don't even know what the best way to go about this is to break, but I mean, you gotta find
dog,
kills,
it's a
right? You gotta
fucking
find kills,
turret
especially guys
bag.
pushed up. You gotta try and funnel them and single them out.
Oh shit, dude! I could hear your
again,
voice in the
kind of
stream.
one by
now.
one
What the
pushes
fuck?
here. They were trying to
Yeah,
work
you
break
couldn't,
through lobby.
like,
Just love the way that
pass your
Toronto.
Well, I had it
held on to
muted.
that.
So
I had to do
fucking
that.
cunt.
Let's tune into the listening and see how the Toronto Ultra boys were sounding. Let's tune in, folks.
Very magical.
Damn, that's a big turret.
You know what I hated about Harry Potter though? It really fucking drove me up the wall, dude. Wanna know, dude?
No, dude, I just said what? Because I don't.
Well, you know, your fucking mic cuts out every fucking 2 seconds, so sometimes it's hard to fucking know when you actually fucking say something, you piece of shit. But why don't you say it again so I can fucking answer.
Why? What pissed you off about Harry Potter, bro?
Those dirty fucking muggles, dude. Those muggle whores.
So what? You ain't smashing Hermione, bro?
Those muggle mudblood cunts.
Dude, even if you hate Jews,
Bro,
man, Hermione is a hot.
Voldemort was on to something, dude. He was on to something. Those muggle fucking dirty fucking blood impure pieces of shit. They could all fucking die, dude.
Yeah,
Fuck
dude.
those muggles.
Damn, dude.
Hermione, you fucking muggle. Oh. I mean, yeah, you said when I still like I would smash her, but like the fucking slave. Dude, like like how those fucking slave owners were, man. Just take fucking I don't know Chautauqua behind the fucking cotton picking field.
They probably had real names.
Alright, so we'll lower it there. These listings have been pretty long, but
I'll tell you what, man. Hermione could shut the fuck up.
That sounded great.
Yeah, I thought they sounded pretty
Fucking
good.
know-it-all cunt.
And then
It's
that's
like,
why I wanted
just
to bring this to
fucking
the
sucks
end,
some
'cause,
dick
I mean, Duarte, you were
already,
talking
like-
about Cramp, and I mean, he just makes such big heads-up plays here.
Like, I don't
towards the
give
end
a
of this one,
fuck
you can
how
see
fucking smart
Toronto Ultra holding this,
she
this
was,
fence hill, and
or
I
whatever.
mean, they're looking to
Just
close it
shut
out here. It
the
was actually Cramp
fuck up.
who takes the initiative to take a route through mid and get pushed up into their top office. And then I love the plays he makes next. Instead of just jumping out like a madman, he stays alive up here, holds his life, or plays his life and holds top office. And you can see the flips coming in now. So this initiated from Cramp, and then he continues his spree as well, just roaming all of top mid. He's able to find a two-piece there, and then with 20 seconds, because he's able to kind of control that top mid-map area to map, he's able to kind of beat Toronto to that next hard point. He ends up coming back here because Toronto Ultra are about to win, and he gets on and contest. So I forgot this guy was actually doing it all. So it was really good play. Sam, I know
those blocks have
we talked
faces
about
on
it during
them?
the watch party, but do you guys think that Toronto Ultra hesitated here? Do you think they should have traded Kremp out quicker, or do you think it's just kind of heat of the moment? Kremp made a good
I
play.
think they were going for the win here, so that's the only reason I said yes. Like if
Do
you're
you-
gonna
do
commit
these
to
guys
hitting
have
goal at the moment where
girlfriends,
you
or-
can win off that you need 3 seconds,
Guys
there's
talking?
like 10, 12
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
I think so.
One of
there has
them
to be a
is-
sense of urgency because if you don't win there, you have to break the next
What?
set. Because you just
One
heavy
is-
committed.
I know
to
at
hitting
least
goals.
one
So,
is
yeah,
married.
I think
I know
they just had
two
to
have
full send it, and if
girlfriends.
they trade, they win.
And
Kind
then
of
at the
thing.
end,
The other
If
two,
if he doesn't hit it, by
I
the
don't
way,
know about
Trump
one
probably
guy
wins that
because
bet.
he's like a game
Yeah.
developer now.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
And
I think. I
one
mean,
that-
granted, it was close, and it came down to like
I don't-
Kremp
I don't
making that play. I don't.
the
I
last
think
one
they
has
just put all their eggs in one basket. They should have definitely like taken their
Do you
time
think
on
it's
that
like
and
one of
maybe
those like
tried to
cuck
like instead of just hitting the
relationships?
front, maybe like slow played front, try to take some routes to night top office control. Because then, if they win those fights, right, and they do, even if they do get in that hill, they're going to spawn C9 out. But on top of that, let's say hypothetically they split and they don't win those fights. If those players are still like alive top office and the people from the front die, they can cut off new rotation. So they just win no matter what. But they kind of rushed it, and it was really close regardless.
One of them,
so I'm not gonna harp on
I
it
would
too
say
much, but they
definitely
could
not,
have
'cause
they could have
after
guaranteed
she
it, right?
did some
The C9
bullshit,
wasn't gonna win off that time, and they
up
only need
herself.
3 seconds. So
I mean, C9 should have, or Ultra, excuse me,
I'd say
should have
that's
closed this
definitely not
4
the
years
cause
The
of it.
ago.
numbers, they had the numbers here at the end too, because look, Mac and Dante are getting swarmed here. Everybody dies around them.
No, what
It's
the
two
fuck are you
deads, a
building
4v2
here?
and
The
a hard
fucking
point.
golden ratio?
Beans maybe a little overzealous. They didn't really wait for
Fucking-
squad. He goes
that's
down.
the
Mac
big
turns
turret,
around,
dog.
finds 2, and then Dante finds
The
2.
big
So
man
Mac
ting.
and Dante 2v4 here at the end to save this game. And then you can see Toronto Ultra, they have no other player other than the
blood in-
flood
I
through
don't know about
front.
all
And
those
I mean, Dylan
things.
Bro,
finds
like,
4.
are you gay?
Just a great way for
When have I
Toronto,
ever
and they
fucking
clutched
done
up
something
heavy.
wrong?
Kremp made some big plays. Everybody went big.
When have
Right?
you ever
Kremp,
done
who
something
made the
wrong?
play contesting,
Is that what the
pitching
fuck you're
top
asking
flat,
me, dude?
getting the kill, keeping the game going. You had Mac and Dante winning big fights on the rotation. Dylan closing it out with a 4-piece. The whole
Where the
squad
fuck is the
Cloud9,
goddamn
winning
Quidditch
big plays here,
Coliseum
closing it out.
or
Any
whatever?
other final thoughts there? Some of the clips that are out.
So you want me to build a castle and now you're complaining that there's no Quidditch?
Well, isn't it part of the castle?
No, it's like a fucking kilometer away.
Well, fuck you, dog. It ain't Hogwarts without the Quidditch
If he's
thing,
pushing it with his
dog.
squad, even if Mac kills him, Mac's getting shot in the back, right? Like if his team is there.
You said you're gonna build Hogwarts, not just Hogwarts Castle.
Seconds,
It's
all those
all
little
part
moments,
of
they go a long way. And other than that,
Hogwarts.
just want to take a look at the round 11.
Yeah, I haven't made
'cause why
Hagrid's
not, right? We gotta
hut.
take a
Does
look
that
at the
mean
round
it's
11
not
here,
Hogwarts yet?
and see what happened here.
Well, yeah,
in this
technically
one.
it isn't.
A little bit of a black screen. Bear with me. There we go. Take a look here at the round 11. You can see kind of. Oh, this is not the round 11. Breaking Point just trolled me. And they just trolled me here.
Hufflepuff
Ultra get the
for life.
defuse and they force a round 11. Oh, I'll pull up the round 11 ourselves then. My bad. I'll get it right now. But any other final thoughts on the series before we take a look at the round 11, guys? Any other final thoughts?
What if all the
I
hot
think that whole
bitches were at
comeback on map one
Hufflepuff,
started way before that.
Yeah.
To be honest, obviously those are
Drop
like the
the
game winning
fucking
moments,
house.
but I definitely want to give Sib a shout out for the P1 rotation as well. I don't know if he's watching this, but that guy was getting fucking mixy on the P2. He ended up flipping P1 spawns and staying alive in secret.
Yo,
It was really
dog,
good
are
play from
you
Dante as well.
Yeah, Dante's been
Team
been on point. What about you,
Gryffindor,
Ben
Team
and Pat? You guys got any
Slytherin,
final
Team
thoughts?
Hufflepuff, and what's the other one? Team Ravenclaw.
I think
Like for
the
Pat muted.
bracket
context is
connotation.
the one context I
Am I muted? Can you hear
made
me?
or
We can hear him.
No, I
Oh,
hear
you know
Ben. I
what,
don't hear
dude?
Pat.
Just
I
answer
thought
the
I saw
fucking
Pat
question.
talking.
Oh no, I shook my head.
Oh.
I think a big
Everything
thing is
except
just
Hufflepuff.
Toronto potential matchup with Optic for top six is like a big turning point.
Because the
this
hot chicks are
season.
at
Because I assume
Slytherin,
Optic's going to be
Gryffindor, and
Minnesota. We'll see.
Ravenclaw.
But like
Dude,
Toronto backing into a top
Whoa,
six list, this event will be massive.
Luena or
If not, we're going to start having
whatever
a
the
very
fuck her
awkward
name is,
conversation
was
about
bad as
them
fuck.
now being in a real battle to try and qualify for
Miss
champions.
Ravenclaw.
Wasn't
That's
that
sort of
Asian
stage
chick
one.
from Hufflepuff?
Wait, are you saying you don't think they'll beat Optic?
What the?
I have no
the dumb
effing
bitch?
idea.
The Irish
problem is
one?
that there's
What
a
was
chance
it?
to
The
get
Goblet of
back-to-back
Fire?
bad
No,
placings
not
in the
the.
first two
Yeah.
events. I don't know what to
I
take
just
away
said
from that.
Asian. You're saying
I think they'd
Irish?
be
What the
either
fuck
Optic
is
or
wrong with
Rocker.
you,
Yeah.
dude?
Out of that. But you
yeah,
got-
nowadays they would say, "Oh, she's from
Fucking
Ireland."
Bro, what the fuck are you talking about? Who's they? I'm fucking talking to you. All right.
Yeah, the Asian, the Asian.
She's
I
from
I
Hufflepuff,
don't,
right?
I don't see a world where
No.
Toronto loses to either.
Yeah, I had whoever was losing this series beating both those teams, regardless
Yeah,
of whoever it
I don't
was.
believe you.
Tony is FaceTiming
Cho
me right
Chang,
now,
dude.
saying
Cho
that he's got
Chang.
something to say. I don't know what. I just declined his call.
He's
and said I'm
probably,
doing the
he's
flank.
probably with Fatty, bro. Like,
Oh, what the
Bro.
fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, you're
Fatty,
a fucking
what
gay
the
faggot,
fuck?
dude. She's in the bad
Cho-
bitch house.
Yo, I just, it shows right here. She's
Here, Fatty, hold on, I'm gonna
Hufflepuff.
put you up
Dude,
against- say hi,
kill
Fatty, to the
yourself. Her
flank. We're
tie's
live on a
blue,
flank
you
right now,
fucking
Fatty. We're
retard.
live on a flank. Okay.
What are you seeing that I'm not seeing?
Okay, don't hang up, my God.
The truth.
All right, later, Tony. Fucking asshole.
I literally just
Tony, you stole
googled the
your
fucking.
phone?
Yeah,
Was he-
screenshot
Was
it.
that him texting me or was that you?
Scumbag. He's a fat scumbag, Tom.
What do
Oh,
you guys have to
send
dinner?
it to me.
Okay, hold on, hold on.
Absolutely. All right, you enjoy your.
Have a good show.
Thank you, Tony. Later, man. Peace out. That's why they call. That's why he.
I
Called
don't
me.
know
Was
if this
that- it
bitch
was
is in the
Fatty
movie,
the whole
but-
time on Zinni's phone. That's insane. I told him I was doing a flank, and he said, "I know. I want to say something," and that's what they
That
said.
bitch right
Absolutely
there.
fucking nothing. All right. Let's walk into the round 11 here and see what's going on. This was like a do nothing strat here in a round 11. Jamie
Bro, this guy's gonna send some fucking like retards.
Bro,
round, just
go
throwing
fuck
shimmies.
yourself, dude.
I don't mind him doing it a lot of the rounds. If that's
Yeah,
like
I
their
said,
default, but
send me a picture
I
of
don't know, bro.
a
I felt like
screenshot of
Jamie
it saying
Inside,
she's in
if teams are, like,
Hufflepuff.
adapting
What
and
the
they're
fuck?
picking up
I'm
on-
trying
on
to
him
fucking
just playing the
find the
same
chick
spot every
if
round,
she's
kinda
in the
solos
movie
him
or
out.
not.
And,
The one you
and
just
do
sent
what
me
you
a
gotta
picture
do,
of?
You know what I mean? But we get into the
Yeah,
round
is
11
she
here,
in the
3v1
movie?
Yeah, her name is Cho
situation.
Chang. She's in
It's just the
Ravenclaw.
way
You
that they
fucking dumb gay
executed this,
faggot.
right? Kreb, the reason why Kreb
hell?
is not
Saying
throwing his
Hufflepuff.
tax here is because he
Where's
doesn't
it
want
saying
the other team to know
Hufflepuff?
that he's here. So what he does
I
is
typed
waits,
in Asian
his teammates make
Hufflepuff
some
and she
noise,
came up.
Beans is
It's
gonna
because you
turn,
typed in
and then
Asian
Kreb
and
hits
Hufflepuff
his
is
in,
Harry Potter, so
finds
it's
an
gonna
easy first
show
one,
an Asian chick
almost
from Harry
finds another
Potter.
one as he gets pooped on there by Joe Seas, but Dante with a big two-piece
Oh
as Joe was
my
one shot there.
God.
Great
And they
play
were
from
both one
C9,
shot. That
right?
was bullet for bullet. I didn't even
Watch.
realize
Yeah,
that
dude.
HP when
Her-
he shot that.
oh my
Yeah,
fuck.
but great.
Katie
I love
Long,
the play here
dude.
from some crap,
shit,
though. Just
she's
like working
fucking
those
hot.
Oh,
timings.
yeah, I was screaming to throw tax here, but I was absolutely wrong.
I
for sure.
I mean, I get why Beans turned, but Beans has got to understand that if he's tucked in that corner, he cannot be seen.
I don't
And
think he
he's
was in
got
the
to
corner.
trust.
Fucking hot.
Yeah, he
Oh,
was tucked
he
against
was.
the wall.
I
He
think
cannot
they
be
had an
seen
angle
from.
on him, though.
No, you cannot be
I wonder
shot
how
there. If you
old
tuck
she
yourself
was
behind that little box, you see that box to his left?
Oh no,
They
yeah, I know
cannot
that
kill
one.
him.
I don't think I'm just saying. I don't think.
If he tucks himself there,
Maybe.
he's got to
It's hard to
trust his
tell.
teammates to watch everything else.
100%,
He
100%.
cannot
Some of them are
give
like
this up,
12 and some of them are like
period,
18.
at all.
Yep, couldn't agree more, Duarte. Even
Oh, he doesn't
though-
even get shot at. They shoot at 6.
If
and
he
then
picks up
turns.
that
Okay.
kill, he picks up that kill, round over. Goodbye.
Yeah.
It's game's over.
I thought they shot at him.
Same
They shot at the guy on bomb and Beans turn.
Hufflepuff.
That's tough.
Dante with another big 2-piece to close out the map too. First
Wait,
the
so
map
Cedric
1, then the
was
map 2.
Hufflepuff?
Dante, super icy.
Oh, this guy's
going
so
crazy
good.
today. Anybody else got any final thoughts here on the second series with Toronto
Oh,
and
dude,
Cloud9?
Newt.
Any final thoughts, guys?
Newt was Hufflepuff.
All right, sounds good.
What
Let's move on to
which
the
one?
upset of the day. Ladies and
Newt.
gentlemen, what
The little kid?
everybody's been waiting for.
No.
We got the LA Thieves.
The dude from the new Harry Potter
favorite,
movies.
I feel like, going into the major. Going up
What is it
against
called?
the
Move
Boston
on, bro.
Bruins.
The guy who's
Holy
like a
shit.
zookeeper.
Sam on this.
3
Move on, bro.
victory for the Boston Bruins.
Bro.
It is an upset.
Oh,
here
the gay
in the
guy.
winners round
Yeah.
1 as the Thieves for the Doug
course.
Spencer Martin's very own Boston Breach. 250 to 230 in the Hacienda Hardpoint map 1. Boston take care of business there. Then Boston lead 2-0 as they take the S&D 6-4 in the Hacienda S&D. A 3-0 in a vault control. Finally, Thieves were able to get on the board, but it didn't matter because we went into a Skyline Hardpoint, which was another grueler that goes all the way down to the wire in Boston. We're able to win 250 to 242 in that one. Thieves made a couple mistakes in that map. We're definitely going to pull up and take a look at. We're going to take a look here at the stat sheet. We got a .83 from Envoy, a 1.0 from Dan Ghosty, a .95 from Hydra, and a 1.07 from Scrap. Scrap with over 100 kills in the
That
series.
is-
Trying to do everything he can.
That is the truth
Sam
right
keeps
there,
trying to push
dude.
this Rocket League propaganda, but it's not looking like it to me. I think that Hydra, Ghosty, and Envoy need to all play Rocket League, and it maybe say it'll help them out a little bit. And then the other
What,
side, you got
dude?
Boston Bridge, you got Cammy with a 1.09,
So
Big Wake,
dumb.
Awakening.
The
with a
Hufflepuff
1.02,
version looks
a
the
0.87
least.
from Purge, and Snoopy with
So
a
washed.
1.19. I mean, Snoopy
Get
goes
the fuck
absolutely
out of here.
crazy, probably the match MVP. Yes, he is. And Snoop,
Oh my
1.34
God,
and a
dude.
hard point, a 1.83 in the search, and a
Guy's gonna
0.65
claim
in the
like
control.
Harry's
Man,
a
do I love watching Snoopy fry. I
don't give a fuck
it's
about
only, what,
Harry.
his second year in this, doing this. So wait, second year, right? Not third year, second year. Technically
played, like,
third, but we
couple of
don't
games
we
that
don't
third
count
year,
that shit. Yeah, last year was his rookie year, and it is basically his second year. Sam, we'll start with you. These are
You
your
think
boys.
I give a
Sam.
fuck about Harry?
These were your tournament winners, and they go down.
Word, they're still in the tournament, man.
Okay,
Damn.
yeah, they still in the tournament. Yeah, my bad.
Well.
But Sam, they got
Little
bumped
extra work to
down.
do.
They got bumped down in the first round. Sam, what are your initial thoughts here?
It was like shit. The list. I mean, we're all gonna talk about the listening, and that tells the whole series, bro. Intensity wasn't there. The scoreboard, I really don't care that much about. Obviously, there were some individual performances, like map 4 specific. I think Hydra and Dylan didn't have a great map, but I mean, just the gameplay was bad, bro. Situationals were
fucking-
bad.
I
Comms
hate
were bad.
this shit,
The
man.
search looked like a couple of weeks ago when they were like single channeling everything, and we were super hard on.
Oh, I'm gonna
on
search
no
up on my
teamwork in
phone. I
in
fucking hate
mode.
the
That's
browser
exactly what it
on
looks
this
like again.
computer.
Both hard points, they
Which
were
browser
flipping
is it?
spawns constantly, getting broken.
I'm using
single
Edge,
pushes.
so-
Why
It
not
was
just
just
download
fucking
Chrome?
really poor fundamental series through and through. I really don't think this
I
was
downloaded Chrome,
an
but it's
individual
fucking
performance
using
kind of thing,
like
just on the stat
when I
sheet.
use
Again,
Google,
I know Map
when I
4
try to
is tough
look
for
up
some,
images,
but
it fucking
overall, as a
uses
team
like
for the
Yahoo.
series, they just played
or some
sloppy. as
shit.
fuck.
It's 'cause you have a
It was- I don't know
fucking
if it was
browser
a one thing
hijacker.
and they just didn't,
What the fuck is
shoot
that?
their guns because they thought that they could win the
Probably
series. 'cause
clicked
it was
on some
Boston.
bullshit and now
I don't
the
know if they were just cold or what it was.
malware
but,
changed your
fundamentally, I
browser.
mean, there's a billion mistakes in the series we could pull up for clips. They just
Yahoo?
flipped after flip.
Yeah,
There were single push.
I turned it to Yahoo here. I could change it for you. Go to settings.
Hold on. In Chrome?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'll have to open up Chrome then.
So you have to go to settings. Two different things. You have to go to a search engine, see what it says, and also default.
Okay, whoa. Okay, all right, hold on. So, settings first.
Yeah, and then just go to your search engine. Should be the 7th option down, at least.
Okay.
So click it. What does it say? Does it say Google is a search engine?
DSR. I don't know what the fuck that is.
So click on change. See what
Okay.
see what pops up.
Okay, now there's DSR, Google, Microsoft Binge, Yahoo, DuckDuckGo.
Yeah, so just click
That's it.
Google,
Okay.
and then go to default browser. Now it's already my default browser, and I don't have any hijacker browser hijacker. So or click default browser.
Okay.
What does it say?
Nothing. I selected Google and then set as default.
But you should be able to delete certain browsers or potential browsers.
Okay, hold on.
Or wait, maybe
settings, search engine.
Oh, okay, no, sorry. So go back to search engines.
Okay.
And then click manage search engines and site search.
Okay.
And then go to the search engines and delete Yahoo. Now it doesn't. First of all, it doesn't always work right away, but it should work. I think delete the DSR, whatever one it is.
Okay. And what do I do? Just close it and then reopen it?
Yeah, and see if it works.
Look at you fucking helping me. Let's see if it actually fucking works.
You'll have to
still Yahoo.
Still Yahoo. Either way,
Where are you gonna go?
even if it worked, you're still gonna have to do it like again in the future. 'Cause I don't know, dude, it's so
Ching.
dumb. I think if
it was
you
just again a terrible,
you're like a
terrible
hacker and you
fundamental series from them.
get viruses on
What about
people's
you, Duarte?
computer,
Say,
you
oh
should
yeah, over there. You agree?
that should
I
be
completely agree. They look
illegal
terrible.
because it's
I'm
my
gonna give
personal
Boston the
property.
search
and
because
you're-
I do think they're a good search
Oh.
team. So that's whatever, right? LA Thieves has been improving search, but I'll give Boston the search. But
Oh, isn't it
watching their
already
hard
illegal?
points, Thieves' hard points were
It
just
is,
a
but it's
fucking
not that
crime, bro.
illegal. I'm
Those
pretty
guys
sure
love
it is,
scrap
but it's
time.
not
I
that
don't know what it
illegal.
is. These guys hate rotating and like playing like some sort of a clean setup. These guys were pressuring old every single time, but overcommitting it to it a lot. And they were like Sam was saying, they were single pushing everything. You would just, bro, you can tell if you don't like hyper pay attention to the mini map for those of you guys at home. If you go to a caster's POV, right? If you're watching the matches and they go from one Thieves player dies, next Thieves player dies, next Thieves player dies, that's telling you they're single pushing because you're not seeing multiple deaths occur at the same time or relatively in sync. So if you were watching that match, they just kept swapping POVs and people were just dying over and over and over like this on the Thieves team because they were just going in by themselves. There's one crucial mistake, and I'm curious to see if Breaking Point has it, but there was a rotation for the Thieves on that skyline that they had the P4 spawns and they all hit old, I think.
I have it.
Besides maybe one person.
It's the second one.
And they flipped and Boston got all of the time.
Bro, Hydra's pinch on the end of the last P1 of the game was worse, dude. I promise.
Yeah,
I mean,
Oh,
I didn't catch that, so you have to let me know. but-
Yeah, the ending of the P1 was worse.
Yeah, this is that guy.
I'm curious.
This
your
is
guys'
the
perspective. Do you
main
feel like
guy's
maybe
girl.
they
I'll
came
just
in
show you
and
all their.
underestimated, disrespected Boston that kind of kicked them in the ass, especially in the hard points.
I think that played a part for sure, but like you could just, I mean, you heard it listening. I don't want to like say that's the tell of this year. I mean, I do actually. I want to say that's why they lost. Like the intensity is not there. The only thing that you guys hear in the listen, I'm sure Tom will play it, is just like where the other players are and like I'm dead. That's all you hear.
Hydra was just saying weak.
There's zero like, hey, push this with me, bro. Snoopy was inside of their fucking butt cheeks on the end of the P1.
With Auto Trader, you have all the tools available to you at your fingertips.
Why can't you stay organized? I've experienced this myself, and it's called chronic impulse control, where you prioritize short-term actions like gaming and social media until it's the end of the workday, and you still haven't gotten anything done. And I'd waste the day prioritizing my short-term pleasures over my long-term goals. So let me show you how I solved that. See, this isn't like
one on the Hossie during the listening, there was zero urgency for killing him. He was running rampant, and there was no like, oh, Snoopy.
Yeah, dude.
enclosed,
Honestly, I'll
Snoopy's
take
still
a
enclosed.
Gryffindor.
Oh, by the way, guys, Snoopy's on the 10 spree, still enclosed. Like, you compare that to who were they playing the other day? Was it Was it
Gotta
Optic
get
the
that
other day? We were
redhead.
really like high on their listening. You guys, it was one of the other shows we did recently. We were like, wow, that was a championship.
You know what
Was
I'm saying,
none
though?
of that. It was fucking terrible.
I agree. No small talk, right, Pat? Like I feel like when you're communicating, you got to be able to have a conversation with each other and kind of talk to each other on what you guys are chowing, who's watching what, right? Just felt like they were going through the motions, just calling out where people were, right? Just doing the basics.
And going back to what Ben said, like bro, you can underestimate people all day and night and not take them serious in online league matches. But like in a LAN match, especially when you're coming in this as hot as you are, like you gotta be P's and Q's. Like you can't come out flat, bro. They just straight out came out flat, bro. Like they sounded like they didn't even want to win the series. That's what it sounded like. They were like last map of a scrim.
It was
like, you know, like right before you're about to get off, like that effort level. That's what it seemed like they were at for me.
You should listen to it before we keep harping on the time. Then we'll keep going.
Yeah, let's actually go, and I actually have it pulled up right over here. We got a listening from LA Thieves. Let's see how the boys sound.
Yeah, take your time. I don't see secret. I'm camping a little secret. I'm in the little secret. Yo, window. He hit it. Hit window. One bullet window. It's Snoop. One there, open. Open at time. Snoop in window. It's all time. Low secret that we close. Nice. Snoop close weak. I'm playing for the time. Our side close. Our side 4. Time nice. He's R open right now. Off side open. Alright, okay, Snoopy's there top close. Yeah, open. Just wait. Open on me. Snoopy's close. Yeah. Hit it.
One thing, just wait.
Open.
One small talk.
I'm just banging the hill. I don't see nothing.
It's
Open. Snoop. Waterfall. Close. Jumping on time.
How's it feel to have your life over?
Sure, we can play together. Get the scrap. Yo, come plat with me on swing. I'm already P4. I'm in secret. I killed the good one. P4. P4 still. On time. 2 open. Child waterfall. Yo, 1. Back deep secret. Open. Go through. Our side
I'm
open.
asking you a question, cunt.
Deep lobby. One top spiral, one on old.
Nice.
5 seconds.
Fucking faggot doesn't answer, dude.
Close right. Close wall, Daddy. Nice. I'm going to walk on new. Deep back. I'm statue. I'm nading it. There's only one there right now. Let me drive those off. To the back. Deep on the car. He's deep on the car. One bullet. Behind the yellow cup. Deep statue. 2 to the back, guys. 2 in the back. One's close side door. Backside Lambo. Yeah, one's back lobby right now. And one on time. Lambo. Nice split. Blade. I'm breaking the hill. I'm taking it around. I'm already on the one to the right. Close side door. He's close side door, yeah, still. On the Eddie dead. Close side door, me. Stay alive. Shot side door. Side door, me. Behind the yellow cup. Behind the yellow cup. Nice slide. It's one back. That's one back. Close. Ready? 3, 2, challenge. Weak. It's half out. On the rock. Just close up.
Bro, the shit is off the ground.
Nice.
How fucking tall are you gonna make this piece of shit, dude?
Get my plat.
I'm streaming to fucking artists.
Why is he asking again?
You got 2 fucking subscribers. I'm one of them, alright? I know you subscribe to yourself. No, I haven't. I'll fucking unsubscribe right now and then that'll be it, dude. Don't fucking test me, alright? Don't fucking test me. Understand?
Why is he asking again?
Outer, boys. Inner, outer. They're both inner and out. They're just playing front. I can nade time. Jump plat. Outer plat can't be dead. I'm one shot here. I'm holding plat pinch. I plat pinch. On time, one bullet. 2 on time. Inner. Nice. I plat pinch. Plat. Nice.
So some fucking blows.
Yeah, go. How much you
I thought this was the turning point.
I'm in. Help him. I got you. Yo, tell me you. Low you one. I got 3 skin. Low you.
All right, it's gonna do it for the listening. What'd you guys think?
His fucking ass.
Yo,
I mean,
Mr. Bondi.
The beginning of the listening was bad.
I feel like Dan was trying to keep him in it with the small talk. Like he was trying to get him going. But I just didn't hear enough from anybody.
Yeah, what was your question?
I heard Dylan a little bit.
How does it feel to have a life
I thought this
that
was
is
funny, and
basically
that probably
wasted?
gives you a sense of how these guys were playing as a team. There was a point in that P1 where Dan said, or somebody, I think Hydra said, or no, Omboy said, let's start like playing for new, or no.
Yeah, why
Scrap
wouldn't
said, we gotta get P2. Scrap, here, hold on. It went through all 4 players. Scrap said, we gotta start playing P2. Then Dan said, nah, I'm banging Hill. Then Hydra said, take your time.
Pretty bad to
their
me,
sense
dude.
of direction as a team was so discombobulated. They all wanted to do something different in that play.
You could
it
tell
was really
exactly how
bad.
the series was going to go on that. You could tell.
Sorry for having
somebody
a stroke, but
sent you a
it went
message,
literally every
dog.
single player on their team had something
Is that
different to
chainmail?
say. I thought it was going to turn around once they got that like 4-wipe. and
Wait,
they're
is
like,
that-
"Oh, no,
is that
bro,
a-
It ain't gonna fucking
but
protect her
ultimately-
Is
from
that
me.
symbolistic, dog? She thinks
It's
it's gonna
just-
block a
you
sword,
could-
dog.
You could just tell so much from that listening about how the series was going to go. Truthfully, it was not good. And the dead air,
This
man.
bitch can
I hate
fucking
that.
bend over
I
right now.
I don't know how you guys feel about like over-calming stuff, but I hate when there's silence. I
Yeah,
hate
I
it.
hate silence,
There should
too.
never be silence.
Yeah, silence.
I feel like
Especially
all
in
of
a
them
moment
except
like
Dan
this.
took like a 20-second silence break. Like when they weren't in the action of actually shooting someone, they were just dead quiet until
Yeah.
they saw
Yeah.
somebody.
Yeah. How did
And it was just like,
How did
there's
Cammy
no
get into the
urgency
front here?
going
This
on.
is a big play from Cammy here to disrupt it because this is a big hold from Thieves here if Cammy doesn't make
Dog,
this
she
play. And Cammy's
poops
literally the
out
only
of
guy
that
here. Look at his
head,
minimap right now, right? Like
dog.
he's the only guy here.
Disgusting,
And I don't know. Yeah, I guess somebody gave it up. Yeah, that timing was crazy. As soon as Ghosty gave
30
it up,
second wash.
Dylan went
Just
to
gonna
go,
correct
went to go
that.
grab it, and Cammy was
Nice,
Cammy
dude.
fucking timing there. That was crazy because I was like, what the hell happened here at the end? But
30
Cammy played
seconds.
well. He was making plays.
They all played well. They're all four of them had a phenomenal series.
You know what? She looks like
Absolutely
she's
phenomenal.
the
Then
kind
we
of
go
person
to the
who
end
takes
here.
10 seconds to take a shit.
And this is where Boston were able to break. You take
Just
a look at
fucking
this setup
blows
now,
it
right? I mean,
out.
just look at the mini map. You're thinking that Thieves has this in the bag, right? When you're
She
looking at
looks
this
like
mini-map and you're looking
her
at this
shit sound
rotation.
like
But
explosions.
Boston
dude.
were actually able to break on in. We'll just kind of play it out to see how that happens. Dan's able to win a gunfight over by the boat side of the map
Bro,
as
what
well.
the fuck is
You can
this?
see they have Lambo pushed out, so those boat spawns are going to start coming in.
It's fucking AI.
I think Dan trolls here. I don't think Dan should be pushing this. Because I think once you get that kill, if Dan's gonna collapse on hill, like he's gotta play tight. He red dot chases here. I don't know if he didn't expect the guy to spawn boat on him, but he should have known he was spawning boat with number 3 with Envoy pushed out Lambo. Like he should have known with Dan when he was running back the hill and Envoy pushing that out.
You think she's the
That should've
hottest?
been- that spawn opens up, right? So he doesn't read the spawn. He over pushes. He travels the red dot. Then the pinches come in. LA Thieves get funneled. And the Boston Breach get a clean break there. So what did you guys think about that break? What did Thieves do wrong?
It's pretty damn.
I think Dan messed up.
I mean, Dan messed up.
Yo,
but
dog,
at the
what
same
depth are
time,
you at?
Again, I'm not a fan of like this whole just like holding a setup and hoping they fall into you.
Not too
Number
bad,
3 makes
but-
a good play here. He knows that they're spawning Lambo because
could
of
if
where
I
Dan
wanted
is.
to.
But once he sees nothing for a bit, either come back to your
I don't know,
team
what's that
because
one?
bro, there's no way they're hitting you.
Scratch should not be backing up the double.
Oh yeah, no,
He
he shouldn't do that. He shouldn't do that either.
could
But
if I
I'm saying like
wanted
number
to.
3 could have been way more proactive. If he's there, either come back earlier or just go for a pinch, bro.
Bro.
Like you're there for a while.
Oh,
They are not
fuck.
hitting you. You have the opportunity to come up behind their whole team. Again, people will say whatever they want, and you can say hindsight, but like, bro, there's no
Minecraft,
way
dude.
that they are going to be there. You've been there
No,
forever.
I-
You already
Nah,
did your job. You
It's,
blocked the spawn.
it's not hindsight. You play as hell probably 1,000.
You
fucking times,
block
some of the
that
situations.
spawn. You block that
Witness
spawn.
my
You've been there for
power.
hella long. Either go and help your team
Of
and
the
stack,
internet.
or just give it up and like go pinch them. You know where they're gonna be.
Am I the only one who feels like Dylan can watch pinch from way like he
Dude,
can
her
like,
face-
peek
that
up,
face doesn't
outside
even
of
look like
Lambo
her,
and just kind of hold the pinch there and just tell the team to stay down from Lambo, right? He can hold an off angle.
Yeah, but it puts a lot more
but then
pressure
the
on
guy
them
can't
because
play
they,
rock to hold both
yeah,
sides
they can't play favorable angles. They have to tuck themselves into corners, and it leaves them more susceptible to
Well,
getting
is
like
Dy-
shot on the
is
side.
Dylan trying to play for both the closet and like if they wrap driveway on.
Well,
him?
he's
I think
trying to watch
Dylan being here is
everything,
100% fine.
Yeah.
Dude,
he-
it's like
I think
I'm
it's fine
born
because
too
he's
fucking
He's
late
denying the
to
split.
fucking
Like,
explore the
we don't
world
know how
and
the kills are
discover
going to go down. They could
places.
lose trades and then just
I'm born
split spawn
too
themselves,
early to
and then
go
they
to
could get broken
fucking
anyway
a
because they're
different
spawning on both
galaxy.
sides now if they get the first kill. Like if Dill floods hill
I'm
here to hold
like
pinch
what
and they
I'm
get the first
born
kill,
just
now
the
they're
right
splitting.
time to be
You know what I
fucking
mean?
Yeah,
Like, they're
but
not blocking
I'll
Dish.
be honest,
doomed
Dan
though.
through this.
Yeah, to be
him
chalk.
chasing
Yeah,
Dan
exactly.
here.
100%
Done for this.
Like
Yeah.
what the fuck is this
Yeah,
fucking
he tries
bullshit,
to push
man?
through, he kind of chases the dot here, and as soon as he dies, I mean, right off the bat, you can see Scrap and Paco on hill.
You were
Like they're
born in a
screwed.
time
Like, they're
where
getting swarmed here by Boston players.
gonna have
Dylan's
a
obviously
AI
out the play
girlfriend
blocking the
favorite
spawn. So yeah, it was just honestly a clinical break from Boston, but maybe a misplay there from the LA Thieves. And granted,
I
Dan
just
did
hope
have the
they come
streak,
out with these
right,
sex
to break it
robots
again. He
like
closed
really
the streak. I think he
quickly.
gets a kill with the streak, and they get back
They
in
fucking
there.
work.
But they can't win here.
Premier Protein
You know
Caramel
what I mean,
Shake,
dog?
my ride or die. 30 grams.
here anymore because Boston, they get back in, they make it mixy. The contests come and
Dude, you fucked up Hogwarts, man. What the fuck is this?
Just to see how the rest of this plays out. Snoopy was making plays when it's rotating.
Hold on. What kind of info did they get with this
Holy
streak?
shit,
Because I kind of want to see what the arrows are looking at here. Because they
Street
get
goes
in,
down.
and only one person's staring out open. So what
Ew.
did they look at here? Like this should tell you where they all
It
are.
sounds like a fucking.
Yeah, nobody's
gay
laying.
You know the
faggot.
hits. You know the hit's gonna come in open.
Yeah.
Number 4 is the only one looking at it. All right, there you go.
Yeah, that is weird.
Well,
because you would
what
think
am I
in the
looking
streak,
at,
Dan probably didn't see
y'all?
anybody laying,
Yo,
but
do
there's
you,
nobody
are
laying,
you
right?
There's nobody
do you
Lambo.
still
Yeah,
need somebody to
halls,
wake
they're
you
only
up?
halls, like all open, and
Yeah, they-
No, dude, I'm
funnel there.
completely good now.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's
Because legit, that was one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever heard in my life.
yeah. Now you can see
Well,
Snoopy.
but
Snoopy
I-
pops
You
a
need
four-
somebody to
Snoopy
wake
pops a
you up.
4-piece on a rotation from Rock back to P1. He
Really?
pops a 4-piece, and then he
Yeah,
gets
how
some
is that
timings
screwed?
here.
How is that-
So what?
I'll
You're
just say,
so
like, 'cause you guys
you're
have been in
screwed
situations,
when
especially
when
Formula
the
E
time
now, we
comes
get
for
that,
you to
like,
be
warm-up
out
media
by
day. Like,
yourself.
how do you end up in a situation like this? You think they just had
Probably.
a bad day?
Happens, bro. It's
Nice,
so,
dude.
It's so shit for me to say this, but
Nice.
this
Well,
shit happens, bro.
I'm screwed
Like,
now
you just
because no
spawn
one
in
wakes
one
me up
day,
anyway, so
spawn
it
in,
doesn't
and you're
matter.
just fucking
Why the
flat.
fuck did they
My
have to
teams
wake
have
you
all
up,
done that,
dude?
and
Just
there's
set an
no rhyme or
alarm.
reason to it.
Set
Yeah,
like
alarms
10
don't wake
alarms,
me
you
up.
fucking
and you're
piece
just
of
fucking
shit.
Alarms don't
It is
wake
what
me
it is.
up.
It
Yeah,
happens
that's
to
fucking
everyone
horseshit
all
right
the
there.
time. It's just one of those things, man.
No, like that's the biggest fucking
Then
load
to
of
talk
horseshit
about
I've ever
some
heard,
stuff
man.
that
Like,
happened in
But how,
the
though?
Skyline.
well, I don't know. I
One
guess
of them
I
is
guess
here
you're
on this
just gonna
P3,
be
so this
you
is
forever,
where-
dude. All right.
This is where
I
thieves,
guess
they
you're
get
not gonna
those
go
spawns
far
that
in
you
life
guys are
because you
talking
know
about, right?
somebody's
And
gonna have to
see,
wake you
my
up.
thing is,
But,
yo, all of LA spawn at new, right? So they all get that P4 spawn, but the problem is they all.
Yeah, why do you think I
So wait,
failed?
so-
Why do you think I
so
failed
wait,
English
so
in
wait,
grade
so
9?
wait, so wait. How the fuck were you gonna do that job that needed you to fucking go to like hotels and shit and like wake up like really early? How the fuck were you gonna do that if you needed somebody to wake you up?
Those mistakes can't happen if you're LA Thieves. They can't happen.
Well,
Nice,
it probably would have actually
dude.
helped me wake up. It probably would have actually helped me wake up.
But they
That's
said one P1, one top cat.
What?
And, the other
My
two
family
they
would have
all
probably
challenged,
helped me
and
wake up.
everybody died. I
When
feel
you're
like you just
at
hold
a
a good
fucking
road over there,
motel
you just
100
pick up
kilometers
stone,
away?
like, pick up top
Well, yeah,
cat, like,
that's
everybody
true,
hold,
but-
maybe one guy try and make a play.
That's
No, be real, be real. Like,
Well, no,
you were
but-
going to do it. You were going to do it. So
No, no,
tell
no,
me how
but-
it was gonna work, you
but-
fucking faggot.
But you're
Dude, you could actually watch
you're
every hill
you're
and
assuming
just-
the wrong
Nice,
No,
dude.
shut up. Shut out your fucking cunt. You're assuming the wrong
Nice.
context.
It was-
I had to wake up early
That's the game.
to start the
This
job,
is-
but
this
when
is
I'm
going
at
downhill.
when I'm in another city, there's no actual like specific time frame.
You're right, Chris. You're absolutely
Right.
right.
Here we go next over here to the end of the P1 and take a look at that arrow down below right there.
Okay, dude.
I'm
Right, and
Damn.
what half the
That's
P1
yeah.
already
I guess
gone,
you're very
Paco goes
unique
on
in
a
that
pitch.
that situation
So I
where
actually don't hate
you know if
Paco's play.
even if you
I
set
actually
like 10
I'm
alarms,
completely
I
fine with
guess
Paco's play here.
you're not gonna
It
wake
is
up.
like a little bit of a limit test because if you
So I
fuck
say
it up,
to
Nice,
my
dude.
dad,
I
get the
I
blow
know
on.
that's bullshit. I know you know that's bullshit. But hey, man, I'll go along with the
So then,
fiction.
why do you think I've told my dad
I'll go along with the
to use
fiction.
a
Don't worry,
blowhorn?
man.
Why have I told him to use a
I'll
blowhorn?
go along with the fiction, man. I won't disrupt your fantasy, dude.
Why have I told my dad to use a blowhorn?
Look, man, I get it. The world
Exactly.
is
Don't answer
the
the
world
question
is
because
against
you're a
you.
fucking faggot, dude.
The world
Yeah,
is,
no.
you know, you're not made for this world. I get it, dude. It's such an unfortunate. Dude, you know what?
Don't answer the question.
I want you.
Just don't answer the question. Nice, dude. Don't answer the question. No.
When
Do
you
not
go to
answer the
interview,
question.
I want you to tell them
Do
that.
not answer the question.
Dan could die, Envoy could die from bottom bed. It does not matter. If any Thieves player dies, they're immediately flipping.
Don't answer
what's
it.
crazy?
It's such a limit test.
I know
of
it's
a
Don't
bullshit.
answer the question.
I know it's bullshit.
Don't answer the question, dude.
happen.
The thing is, he could have accomplished almost the same
Can't
thing.
wait
Don't answer the
Just
question.
plays in bottom bed and basically goes to spawn kill those players because he already knows that he's spawned in patio. If he plays bottom bed, that immediately relieves pressure from number one on the time, but also like he's in direct like
What a
cut off
fucking
point where he
world,
can just
man.
cut
What a
the-
world.
cut that route off. He not only cuts off zip,
Oh.
but he cuts off bottom bed to P1. So he could have been way more useful. That is
So how are you
definitely a
gonna be
limit test, and
like
you said,
an
it would've
adult?
worked
Like
nobody
if you're on
died.
your own,
But he could
like
have
how are you
made a lot
gonna
more useful
like
play, cut
hold
off
the
two
job
fucking routes,
down?
and help this
You have to
team.
wake up early and all that. Like what are you gonna do?
I truthfully don't think the play in itself is bad. But
Like
the
if
way
you're
that they were
really,
playing today,
if
made
you're
it all
actually
bad.
being serious
If that
right
makes
now,
sense.
which
If I
I know you're
if I got
not.
a
But
job
I'm just
to
saying.
afford to live on
we
my own,
understand the situation. situation we're in, we're not going to scam this. Like we're all on point kind of thing.
Talk about
But,
not
again,
answering the
just the way that
question.
they were playing today with how flat they were.
Nice,
that play
dude.
is like
I probably
it just
wouldn't
fucks
go.
them.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I thought that
Like,
play
hey,
was
mom, I
shit.
can't. I'll.
So most jobs are off the
I
table
hate
then,
That's a play I used to make back
is
in
what
the
you're
day.
saying. a job that requires you to wake up at a certain time, preferably early in the morning. Those are just
Unless
off
they
the table
allow
for
you
you.
to be late at least a few times. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, brother, like he could have just made a way more simple play and just played in bottom bed after they spawn and cut off 2 things for his team. So that just makes them less susceptible to dying while they wait for this rogue route. It's just not ideal.
Yeah, and then we get to the end here. Now, I don't know. I mean, it was so hard for Thieves to get the flip. They kept winning fights, right? It starts with them. They're getting in here. They're flooding through the front. They're getting those front spawns on the kitchen hill. Multiple kills going down, right? Everybody winning fights. I mean, Sam, this was maybe a spot here where they could have pushed, right? Maybe got a little aggro here.
Right here. They could have just sent it off to him for
I don't know what it was. I felt like they couldn't get out of the blender. They won so many fights. I would think that eventually they would.
So your family woke you up for your airport job?
I don't know.
Here it's tough.
Yeah,
Now
my
it's
dad.
tough. Like,
I
now
think
they're
the only
blended, they
time
can't
that
flick it.
situation.
My dad did
How did they let this guy hit right, by the way? How did they let this guy hit
Wait,
right?
say it again. Your mic is being gay.
I think the only time he didn't help me
But
was
the thing-
the one time I was late.
Yeah.
I just.
I mean, they win it here too.
He gets up at like.
That's what I'm saying.
Look at this, bro. Nobody's watching Outer, bro. That's
did it
crazy.
right.
Can't stay.
That is crazy that nobody's watching Outer. If somebody's watching Outer, they win this map. And we're going to a map 5 here. But instead, nobody watches Outer.
I'm getting so tilted watching this.
Yeah, the fact that nobody picked them out of there is crazy.
The funny thing, Sam, is there were.
Dude, so what are you gonna do? What are you doing to fix that?
Like every time.
I don't know what's honestly.
But
I don't know what the fuck they're thinking in this moment.
There's nothing you can do to fix that.
Maybe they're just trying to win here.
If I
and
go to
maybe
bed
that's why
earlier, but
they're
I
not
can't
just,
fall
like, 'cause
asleep,
I
what
don't
is
know
that gonna?
whenever you freeze frame the time when they had that free dead when Ernie was throwing the trophy.
Listen to me.
Like maybe they're just like.
You're
I don't
telling
know,
me
over X amount of
someone
time left,
doesn't
we can just
play
win
like a
here.
loud
Maybe that's why they
noise,
didn't wanna, like,
or
scam it.
if you set a loud
If
noise
they
as an
like, jump
alarm,
out and die,
that won't
and
wake
then
you up.
They end up contesting it. Like you know what I mean? I don't know what's in their head. Maybe that was it. I don't know.
I mean, that's 3 cleans,
Nice, dude.
Sam. That
That's
is
what I'm saying. You
3
send it here
clean.
every day of the week. You send it right.
Dude,
now.
I've had like
I'm saying,
fucking
I'm
muscle
like, dude, you
spasms.
probably
Shit in my
send
stomach.
it and you spawn these
Thanks
guys
for
behind you.
answering
Even
my
if you spawn
question.
1 or
Yeah, I
2
said
of them
no.
behind you, it's a W,
I
right? 'Cause
literally
at
said
this
no.
point, like, I mean,
Really?
Categories,
So,
bro. You gotta send
Do
that
you
shit.
want to like
I mean,
actually
listen,
put
you're
that to the
trying win it
test?
here. I mean, you
Are
can
you
definitely
willing
win
to
it here, but you
fucking
gotta
like
be
test your
perfect if you
own
wanna win it here, and
bullshit?
that's obviously not easy. And honestly, they almost were perfect if they just picked
sure.
up Outer. Right?
Okay,
They just pick up
set
Outer, and it
fucking
ended up
5
costing them,
alarms in
but
a
nobody
row
pushes,
and
they don't
set
get
it
the
across
flips.
from your bed so
And
you
then,
have
yeah,
to get
coming
out
off
of
spawn, I
bed
feel
to
like
turn it
every
off
time
each
you
time.
come
Tell
off
me if it
spawn by
works,
those
okay?
stairs over there, like if you're spawning front, that's the first thing
Well,
you come. All right, I got your
how
info.
how many
No,
weeks?
well,
How,
well,
As soon as
fucking
you spawn,
faggot.
it just
Fucking
blows my
faggot.
mind
how
that
many
nobody
weeks in a
picked
row
up
have
these
I
guys
missed all my
coming off spawn.
alarms when the
And
volume
honestly,
is
Ernie
on?
was doing a great job. Everybody was getting in there, winning these
You're not
trades,
willing
winning
to
the
try.
fights.
I.
10 seconds
It's
left.
already
That's
been
all- that's
happening.
all you've just
And I
said.
don't know
It's
That's all
already
you
been
just said.
happening.
Really couldn't
How does
even
that
tell
even
you.
make
Just
sense?
Nobody picks it up off
Bro,
spawns.
my cat is looking at the mini map mind
Already
blowing
been
right now.
happening.
That's
That
what I'm
makes no
saying, bro. The
sense.
cat's breaking down gameplay right now, like flabbergasted.
Yeah,
Like when I'm holding outer, what the fuck?
Yeah, the cat's tweaking. The cat's tweaking right now. What's his name or her name?
So what do you say to an employer
Jasper, how you
who's
doing,
like,
Jasper?
hey,
What's
are
up?
you
fucking
able
tweaking,
to
dude.
You know, Jasper.
get
She
up
knows
on
good
time
COD.
and make it to work on time? Like,
But yes, obviously.
how do you ensure you're
like
gonna
these,
get
they
up on
lost
time?
here,
You're just
Boston
like,
Breach were able to close it out.
oh, my dad's gonna wake me
and
up,
Sam
and
wasn't
they're like, well,
obviously too
what if your
happy for
dad's
me
not
to
there?
say
What
it's
are you gonna say to
Well,
them?
if they ask me
Sam
how
sent
are
this
you
to me,
gonna ensure
Sam
that I'm,
thinks this is my fault. He thinks it's
It
my
is.
fault.
It was a
ladies and gentlemen.
psyop.
I don't know what that's.
I don't
Listen,
know,
bro,
man.
I'm
I
not
don't
staying
know.
silent any longer, bro. Zuma is a phase psyop in the LA Thieves camp, man.
Here we
He's
go.
coerced Scrap.
There's no
He's
honor among
coerced
the
Scrap
thieves,
into
man.
playing Rocket League on a daily basis. He has Dan Ghosty hosting
Brock,
Stallion's docu-series.
you're fucking
That's
horseshit,
crazy.
dude.
I'm tired of it. I can't stay quiet anymore. I
Hey, I'm gonna
can't.
be honest. I
I'm
didn't even hit up Dan for that. That
Yeah, I
was all
bet.
Shawston.
Yeah, I
Shawston did
bet.
all that. Shawston did
bet.
all that, bro.
Yeah, Shawston, I have a great guy for just this. Yeah, I fucking bet.
You know, I work for the CIA, as Law says. Work for the
Psyop,
CIA.
bro.
Here we go.
I've seen it.
What were
all.
you gonna say, Pat? Were you gonna say something?
No, I was just saying, getting Dan Ghosty on that is the crazy one. The Scrappy on Rocket League's not even that bad.
Yeah, because Scrap wants to play because Tommy conditioned him.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I know what I'm doing. No honor among the D's. I know Nate Shot was very pissed off after watching that series. We know how Nate Shot gets, but yeah, for an LA Thieves fan, man, that was a tough series to watch. As they get bumped into losers, and they play who? Who do they play tomorrow?
Miami.
Oh man, they play Miami. I mean, that's a team that they should beat. But who knows? After a loss here today, Miami might be smelling blood. What do you guys think?
Hell no, slam 3-0.
That's,
3-0. That's if it's not a 3-0.
I mean, I have to expect that they're having a serious, like, we got to lock the fucking kind of conversation today, or the rest of this tournament's going to be real bad for them.
Or they're pulling an Optic and they're going to catch right now. You never know.
Or
People are saying that Optic transferred the curse over to LA Thieves because Dan Ghosty, he whiffed Scum's chair. He took a whiff
oh my
of
god,
Scum's
are we
chair.
getting counter cursed? First it was Ken in the Optic camp for Thieves, and now it's Dan in the Thieves camp for Optic.
Yeah, Dan smelled Scum's
my
chair
fucking god!
You guys at least
got
want a
up
map
and
in this
the
series.
curse transferred over.
Oh my bad,
apparently.
Benja.
I'm just calling it how I see it.
Which is crazy. You got to be
my
careful with
God.
those sniffs. You got to be careful sniffing chairs because Dan Ghosty he sniffed the curse. You know what I mean? Any other final thoughts on that one, guys? Any other final thoughts before we get into the last one, which was an unbelievable series, very close here.
I mean, listen, for Thieves, you got no margin for now. They were the strong favorites going this event, and you got to make
Oh,
the
we didn't
loose
even
round
mention the
1-1.
undefeated curse, bro. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, to get it to the last series of the day, I mean, we got Atlanta FaZe going up against the Minnesota Rocker, and when I say this was a masterclass, this was a masterclass. The first map doesn't even show how bad it was because FaZe was had such a big lead, and Rocker just brought it back towards the end. But I mean, it was very, very comfortable of a series for Atlanta FaZe. It was a 3-0 finish here, 250 to 215 on a red card hardpoint, 6-3 in a red card search, and 3-0 in a Hacienda control. We'll take a look here at the stat sheets. That's a Geo, who's the only one positive in this one with a 1.10. Oh my god, you got a 0.53 from Paul X today.
I mean, last
Pat, you want it?
How is Paul X still on this fucking team, bro?
See, Pat's about to make it. Let me get through the stats first for the audio listeners, and then we'll let you guys run rampant. Paul X with a 0.53, Nero with a 0.8, Geo with a 1.10, and Estrio with a 0.93. And then
So wait, why are you surprised that you wake up late?
And a BZ with a 1.04. Everybody with 7,000 plus damage on the Atlanta FaZe side. So everybody pulling weight. We'll let you start, Pat. I know you've had your comments about Minnesota Rocker and how they need to make a change, and here they are at the second major.
Wait, say it again.
What do you mean? Why am I surprised?
Got a 0.53.
Or why are you
Hey,
like
guys,
why are
don't worry
you
about it. We'll wait for
dissatisfied
our
waking
roster
up
change
late if you know
post-major too.
that
No
you can't wake up
worries.
early?
Why? Bro, we've known this team has had potential for 2-3 months now. All they had to do was just get rid of their weak
Say it
link,
again.
Why wouldn't I?
pick up anybody, T-Fellow, and this
Say it
team
again?
could be in a
Why
solid
wouldn't I
spot
be
to
if I don't?
contend. I don't get the
God,
logic
fucking-
behind
Wait, Pat.
continuing to let someone get shit on.
Pat,
Even
we're
if
not
they
thinking.
get a little bit better, they're still the
Pat.
weak link.
This is the Rocker from last year, except they wait too long. No, listen. They have an obvious roster change. Wake from last year, Paul from this year. They wait too long to make it. Then, instead of this obvious change, they make a 2-person change. And then they don't qualify for champs. I've seen
It's
this
genius.
before.
It's
I've seen
genius.
this
Yeah,
before somewhere.
absolute
I'm
genius.
drawing the parallels.
Bro, I just again I don't understand. I feel like, and this doesn't just go for the Rocker. There's a few teams. The Rocker is just the most obvious example. There is just common sense roster changes to be made, and I will never understand the logic of just sticking it out just to get shit on, even though the entire community knows it's gonna happen, and then you're just in a worse spot. Especially now, I would argue that the standings I think are closer than they've ever been, especially if Boston is gonna start getting wins. I don't know. It makes no fucking sense.
I'll say
Just
this.
change the fucking team.
I'll say this. Map 3 for me, Paul X's issues aside, because he got slammed map 3 as well. The lack of teamwork on map 3 at Minnesota being down 0-2 was pathetic. I'm sorry. What I was seeing on the defensive side and the ease of spawn trap that FaZe was getting, and just consistent single pushes, no util from Minnesota, no team challenge, no sliding together, is honestly unacceptable. I don't care if Pat got shit on map, Paul got shit on map 3. They got it. Listen, this team can't be this mentally weak. If they want to get anywhere in the CDL this season, because they have a lot of potential, they have a teeny ass map pool. These guys need to figure out the mental side of the game, bro. I'm sorry. Tired of seeing it.
Yeah, I definitely think Rocker. And who do they play tomorrow too? It's not looking good for them right now.
Toronto, right?
No, they play Optic.
They play Optic.
Oh,
They lose map 1. GG's, bro. Fucking package shit on Friday night.
Also, I saw a video where I think Hex said that Kenny decided to send a text to Damon and step down.
Yeah.
Why didn't Paul do that before this major?
Fuck.
Oh, Slayer. Slayer, come on, Slayer.
What do you mean?
Come on, Pat.
What do you
Care
mean?
about the squad.
I'm just kidding. Hey, I will say, I actually didn't know that about the whole Optic Kenny situation. I didn't know.
No one did until today.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, Hector actually said on a podcast today that Kenny actually texted Damon, right? He texted Karma saying that they should probably start looking for somebody else because I guess Kenny just wasn't feeling confident. Which that's tough from a player when you feel like you're not playing at your highest potential. It could be tough to kind of sit that one out. But yeah, it's I feel like it just kind of changes things, right? Because everybody was all up in arms when the whole Optic change happened. We haven't really ran a flank to talk about all of that. But what do you guys think about them making?
Scrims, to be honest,
Hey, did we
it was like only a match
in Vanguard? You did? I can't really remember.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but that just gave me dopamine. It's like, wow, what the hell? We're fist pumping scrims. I was like, so I kind of got used to
You
it.
guys
But,
were fist pumping in scrims over it.
only if we did like a crazy map or like a comeback. It had to be
What
like-
about New York? What about New York?
I don't think we did either now.
Really? I
Yeah,
wonder
we
if
were
everyone's
we
blacked
were
out. What was
getting like
what
kind of
was
hype in
that?
scrims. Ender was like, bro.
We and I guess we don't know where we're at. I talked to Kenny. I asked him, I'm like, yo, obviously like this whole thing sucks. I hope that you can still make it out to the ring ceremony. He said yes, of course. But when he texted Karma and essentially says like, hey, I think the team might need to consider somebody else. We sort of had to take that into account in our decision making, because if somebody's not comfortable out there for whatever the reason, then we have to obviously seek solutions for something. If it was only up to me or up to us, I think that we would have seen the major through. But when your time's sort of up a little bit, it's up. Like my feelings towards Kenny, obviously, like him being on the team for 2 years, like one of the best just people that has worked here. It was nice to have somebody that also dressed well in Optic and not just me.
Stop playing.
Hey, this is what? He's fresh.
No, about me.
Yeah. But again, it's like it's a tough situation because like I really liked him. He won a world championship for us, so for me that's that's legacy dude right there.
There has to be some curse with me, bro. When I win champs, like some crazy shit happens the next year. Fucking after MW 2019, we had to drop Clay. Next, we're dropping Kyler. I'm teaming with fucking Vivid, Fellow. This year we drop AG, we drop Kent. Like I don't know what's happening, man.
Dude, if you look at the Mavericks' current roster, they're like one injury away from
Luka, I swear to God, I don't know what the fuck's happening
Holy
with Texas,
fuck!
bro.
Can't even figure out where the itch is now.
Crazy. I was so pissed when that happened.
The fuck are
What were
you on
what were
about,
gonna say
dude?
before on the LAT
My
front?
ass is numb and I
was
can't
gonna
find
say,
out where the fucking
it
itch
was
is.
surprising to me that you guys
So
went
what
into
the fuck
the
was
LAT
that, like,
series
stream
thinking
you
you were
just
gonna
did?
do something in that. Like, I mean,
That-
just
No, I understand it. No, it's just AIDS.
What the
'cause,
fuck was
like,
that?
I don't know how to explain it. Like,
I don't
literally
know.
everything we were doing.
What the fuck
like,
do you mean
leading
you
up
don't
to
know?
that
Why
was,
the
like,
fuck you make that
good.
noise?
Like, it was productive.
I didn't
It was
make
like,
no
damn,
fucking
okay, we're actually getting there.
Bro,
And then like
made
after
that
that match,
noise.
it's just like I don't know. it's
Go
just
back in
like,
the stream and listen to it.
that was the final
That
nail.
was like the final note, which is like AIDS, because like obviously we never wanted it to be that, but I will say like about Ken, like I mean he's a winner. It's just as simple as that. This guy literally came in every single day on time, grind or like wanted to play, and I like just felt it by the way that he would like bring it stuff up. So I respect Ken, and I actually love teaming with Ken. So yeah, shout out Kenny, man, and fuck everyone talking shit about him. Straight up.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I mean, do you think
Fucking
that
faggot,
he
you listen to the stream?
finds a spot in the league this year, or is
Huh?
he like? I mean, I don't want to
Go listen to the stream, you fucking
I don't think we
faggot.
should. Just
his decision to.
I think he wants to play.
Does he want to play?
I
or
think
is
he
it-
wants to play. I think he wants to play with a different team though, for sure. And that's not like no disrespect towards us. It's just more like I think he just didn't like he wasn't comfortable on this team. It's as simple as that.
On this wasn't comfortable on this team on this game because we won a fucking world championship.
Yeah,
and a major last year. We won
yeah,
twice last year.
honestly,
So.
it's kind of like this game, I guess. I don't really know how to explain it without going too. I mean, I know the reasonings, but like I don't want to tell everyone, and then like everyone's like, "Holy fucking shit!" You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So-
but clear up the reasonings. The reasonings are they negative?
It's just like how we play as a team, I guess.
One of the things that that obviously like Enable, when Enable was saying that that there's drama between the team, like I never saw that.
Nah, the drama, nah. Yeah, there's no, bro.
I never saw that.
There's no drama with the team. I don't know why the fuck everyone keeps saying that shit. Like, no, bro. Whenever you're losing, like obviously, where our like physical emotions aren't gonna be like positive. Like whenever you're losing, it's fucking AIDS.
Y'all were 0-18. I wouldn't be cracking a smile at all. I'd be like, defeat again.
That's
Be
what I'm
like,
saying. That's why, like, I don't know where that like rumor came out. Cause like, bro, we're boys. Like, I don't know why the fuck everyone thinks someone hates this guy or whatever the fuck. Like, we all.
Gonna change before Major 1. Some people were saying that it was bullshit and they should have waited after. In my personal opinion, I don't know what the fuck those people were talking about. People have been calling for a change for weeks, and I think you 100% make the change before the major. At least give yourself a chance to get some points here. But what do you guys think about it? I mean, Pat, what do you think about it? We'll go down the list, Ben. We'll go to Pat, Chris, Ben, DeSam. We'll go down. What do you think, Pat?
I mean, the weird thing about this one is like, no matter when they made the change, we knew there was gonna be a change. Like it was guaranteed that this team was making a change. Weird that they're doing it with like basically no practice at all. Because I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like the result is kind of going to be the same this weekend. I don't think Skies is like a night and day improvement. Like Skies was arguably playing pretty bad on LAG still. So I don't think this is like a huge improvement, so to speak. But like Kenny was playing the worst. He was the worst player in the league. So I think they obviously had to. I'm surprised they did it. I think they wanted to, in my opinion, probably just salvage their event because it was their home event. I bet if it was any other event, like a regular team's event, I don't think they would have done it.
Well, I don't think they did it. It was Ken.
Yeah,
Well,
I was gonna say that's on them if they dropped their player, but they didn't.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know. I mean, Hex said it, but like, let's just assume that's true. Would you think Kenny would sit out of the event, like if it wasn't the Optic event, like the Optic major?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I kind of feel like there was a lot being the fact that it was the Optic event. But anyway, I don't know how much it's gonna change, right? Like I think Sam, we agreed earlier, like no matter what, they're losing to that round 2 team.
I mean,
Whether it was Ken, whether it was Skies.
Hector did say that he wanted to keep the team together.
I don't know
for the major. If that didn't happen. He did make a comment in the clip that I watched.
You would pick Toronto to lose to Optic, Chris?
I want to see how they play tomorrow.
That's fair.
Even if it is Rucker. My thing is, right, if Kenny's stepping down, he's not confident, he feels like he's letting the team down. That's not something that happened the day before. That's something that's been looming in his mind for quite a while now.
Well, real quick, do you think even if he didn't step down 2 days early, he was still getting dropped after this event? Like
Yeah. But that's besides the point. I'm talking about right now. That's like I said, that's probably a thought that's been looming in his head. That's not going to do any favors in game, right? He's probably not playing like himself. Granted, he wasn't playing good in the first place. It's probably getting worse. With the change like Skies, although Skies wasn't the best, we've seen Skies play good. We've seen what Skies can do for a team. Granted, it was with Hydra. Skies is still a champion at the end of the day. He's going to come in with total confidence. He's going to come in, obviously, like with a chip on his shoulder based on how situations ended with LAG. Assuming he plays good and Optic kind of get that little confidence boost and start playing like themselves. I don't really know if I agree that they're going to go out round 2. I need to see how they play tomorrow. If they come out and absolutely slam Rocker, I don't really know if I'm going to have them going out in round 2 against Toronto because,
they could
like I
definitely
said,
like honeymoon. That's just something we can't account for. Like they could just honeymoon,
100%.
like ride the wave of having their home event and like
100%.
all that stuff. Obviously, they could do that.
Yeah.
But banking on that as just like a thing, like you can't do that.
Yeah, I'm not banking on it. I'm not like I said.
The possibility is absolutely
Yeah,
there.
that's why I'm saying it's like we don't really know because at the end of the day, they played LAG, they got that win on the board, and Pred fried, Dashy fried. The one person that's kind of been quiet, but we've seen him do really well in stage 1 was Shotzzy.
The future of your business is here. With Wix, you get advanced.
And now with Skies on the board, we don't know how their team dynamic is going to be. At the end of the day, that guy's got a chip on his shoulder. He's going to be looking to show out. And if you know Skies as like a player, like he's very calm heavy, and he's going to try his best to have these guys like on point and like looking at the right shit and doing doing what they need to do. So hopefully that new sense of direction they're going to get with somebody that's coming in with that sort of confidence could actually propel them to play well. Obviously, that's going to be yet to be seen. But like I'm excited to see them. I honestly I feel bad for Kenny But on Skies, I love Skies, bro. I love Caesar. He's a good ass dude.
good
He's
dude.
very funny. He's had his ups and downs in his career, and he found some success. So I want to see them do well. For my boy Skies. So
Did y'all
hopefully,
see Nate Shot's take about the
forward.
change? Like about that Skies thing?
Yeah, I saw his take about how something about how he failed upwards, right? That was the one you're talking about.
It was someone on Reddit or something said that. But yeah, Nate Shot disagreed with it, and I was mind blown. Like, I mean, look, I don't care how much you like Caesar, how much you're friends with him or whatever, but like nobody in the league ever goes from getting dropped off the 11th place team to getting put on one of the biggest franchises in the league. Like,
well, it's an objective truth that he failed out. That's not like an opinion.
I mean,
like,
yeah,
that
but Nate
happened.
disagreed with it. That's why I was like, I mean, look, I can be all for just disagreeing with anything that comes on that COD comp Reddit, but like that take is, I don't feel like you could disagree with that.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing though.
That's what
Here's
I
the thing
said.
that you got to account for at the end of the day. Like these guys, it's like Skies and even that LAG team, they're all super experienced. They might not be playing well now, but at the end of the day, it's a team game. Environments, all that stuff could play a factor into them not playing well. So, I mean, I'm never going to be doom and gloom about a change. Like I'm always happy to see the changes. Granted, sometimes we might not agree with them. There's times where we've been proven wrong in those senses. So at the very least, regardless if the change came from Kenny or Hector or anybody on the Optic organization, I'm glad to see them get that change, and hopefully, for me, like I hope they get on the right track, because I don't really want to see a world where it's just a Thieves and FaZe, type of league for the majority of the time, because that's the way it's been looking for a bit. So.
I mean, I'll say this, Chris. Today could not have gone worse if you're an Optic fan, because Boston won and C9 won. They're both guaranteed 30 points now. I believe they'll put Optic outside the cut line. Like they get 12th of this tournament, and either C9 or Boston go deep. Like, I mean, they're going to be.
But we're still super early for that to matter. Like being tied at 8th or 9th. Like we're still so early in the season.
It's gonna come down to the last event like it always does.
Yeah, there's still two more whole majors.
But you have 20 less points, actually more than that, because we don't have minors anymore. There's like way less points on offer now per split, so it is going to end up being a little bit of a factor.
It'll get tight for sure, depending on like the online and stuff.
They also they still have a lot of room to turn it around. Like we're kind of assuming that they're at the level they are now for the majority of the season, if not maybe a little bit better. But we forget that they have like Dashy, Pred, and Shotzi on their team. And granted, different game. They haven't been looking too good as of recent. At the end of the day, you can't underestimate the talent that those guys have and could bring to the table any point in time, because there's a real world where, like, at least from the caliber of players that they have on their team, that they could have a split like a FaZe or like a Thieves. Granted, that's yet to be seen, but they did it in the first stage with a different player, so who the fuck knows what's going to happen. But regardless, I'm excited to see them play.
Well, go ahead, Pat.
I was just gonna have a question for everybody. Do y'all think they stick with Skies for the rest of the year?
Yeah.
I think it depends how they do.
I think they do.
You don't think they like seek an upgrade if they can get one? You think they just like, even if they're average, they stick it out with this team?
If they don't,
I think it depends. Personally,
guys,
I think it
if
depends.
they lose to Minnesota tomorrow, and like all options should be on the table with the team. I'm sorry, Caesar. Like if they go and say Caesar doesn't play that well, why would you keep running it back? Yeah, you're just gonna claim honeymoon cheese?
You're gonna
No,
give,
hear me out.
You're gonna give Caesar one series.
You're
after
gonna give
getting
him one
thrown,
series?
Getting thrown into the roster with no scrims, no practice.
Hear me
Go
out.
ahead, Ben. Go ahead. Let Ben talk. Go ahead.
I'm not advocating, guys. I'm not advocating for Caesar to get dropped. I just want to be clear here. But like, I want you to evaluate the situation Optic's going to be in. Like, you need to look at that at who plays well in challengers and make a decision what's best for your team. Like, I don't know.
Luke isn't playing challengers. Luke isn't playing challengers, is he? No, he's not.
He's not. But like, I just think to then be like hard sucker way to give Caesar more time. Like, if someone in challengers is unbelievable this weekend, you got to have at least a conversation about what's best for us to try and qualify for champ.
Listen, man, respectfully, I don't know their opinion about the rest of the team, but there's no way that I'm picking up a player, doing all this content, and like, you know, actually making him a part of our org, giving him one series, and then looking at challenger players like, oh shit. Like there's got to be some sort of like.
I'm not asking the players.
I think when it comes down to Optic, we've already talked about how they have very limited options. Guys was one of the options that we brought up when it came down to it. So at the end of the day, they made a roster decision. Granted, Kenny did step down. They probably would have made this afterwards. That made sense. It was one of their only options. So moving forward, they're probably going to play with Skies for this stage, see how they do. If they improve, I'm gonna say if they improve, they should improve. Like, there's no way they're gonna not win a map. They can't get worse.
Unless
Then they
0.29.
yeah, then they reevaluate from there moving forward. But I mean, this is the most obvious trade not trade, but this is the most obvious roster change they could have made. So like I said, limited options. I doubt they're gonna make any more moves for at least a whole stage.
I'm gonna say this. This is where I think we're always gonna disagree because I'm not a former player. I look at it differently than you guys do. Like, I'm not saying that Dashy should go watch VOD Challengers player, but the coaching staff, the front office, obviously Hector, whoever else involved, like, you need to at least evaluate how this week goes. I would not just be hard stuck running Caesar back just because you brought him in, considering they're not in a favorable position.
I mean, this sounds insane.
Do you think Caesar's spot would...
Guys, I'm trying to keep it a buck. It is a very tight league. Guys, it's a very tight league right now. I think Miami will probably fall below them by the end of the year. We got Cloud9 playing better. You got Boston.
I'm not disagreeing with you, Ben, but I'm disagreeing with the last point that you're trying to make.
Hold on. I think the only thing they should do, and this is just like looking forward into the future and like a what if thing, is if they do see somebody that could bring value to their roster, they lock them down as a sub.
Yeah,
like because even as a sub, they're not even as a sub, nobody's going to turn that down.
I think what Ben is trying to say is this team can't afford to continue losing. Like they need wins now, and yeah, maybe you don't give him like let's say they lose the rocker. Like they could probably start the league off playing with Skies, but it's like if they don't start off hot on starting to get wins. And you don't see potential of like, okay, this team is not top 4 capable. They got to make another change. Like they have to.
Okay, so I don't disagree with that, but do we think that Caesar's spot is the one that would be up? Like, are we not looking at anybody else on the team? Well, I mean, I guess they're not.
I mean, I guess they should have made it.
They're not going to be the other two.
Dropping shots.
But like,
Shotzi and